you're about to listen to is incredibly stupid. Listener discretion is advised.
What's the purpose?
I don't know.
What's the purpose without thrusting?
That's NASA's slogan. What's the point without thrusting? Right, because you have to thrust. We need thrust to get up there. Yeah. What's the point without thrusting? Agreed.
Featuring Panama Ted.
I'm a dork and stupid.
Timmy Hall.
I love a good, thin meat.
And a crap ton of random sounds from the internet.
His lower body is ridiculously thick.
You're a little stupid.
Not on my watch.
My butt's sore. Holler.
I like that laugh.
Welcome to Man and Bone.
Hello.
Hey.
Welcome in.
Welcome back.
You welcome back.
Ah, well, you welcome back.
You're getting things popped out of you. I'm just. I'm doing spring break stuff at the zoo.
You had a busy spring break there.
Went to the zoo with the kiddo. Saw an elephant dong. A fully engorged
really
elephant dong. Yes. You ever see one?
What?
Elephant dong.
Oh. No, I can't say that I have.
It's huge.
Is it?
Yes. It's bigger than Beamer.
In what way?
The person, Brandon Beam. The thickness and the girthness. Okay. Come on.
Boy, that's...
It was, and he was out there all by himself, too.
At the zoo, the elephant
there was
with
no,
the dong?
There was no other female around him. It was just him and his dong.
Really? What? This seems...
Parents were running, shielding their eyes, telling the kids to run away.
Well, yeah. You
why?
have to do... What do you mean,
it's
why?
It's nature.
I don't want people to see that.
Why? It's nature.
Well, because I don't know, because so is a human having something going on like that. But if it was a dude out there, it's like, hey, here's Jeff. You know.
Well, are you in Jeff's house?
Well,
if you're in Jeff's house and enjoying him in his natural habitat and he whips it out, that's on you.
All right.
I feel like the elephant can do what he wants to do.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If I were there, I would have probably done the same thing. I would have said, we need to at least try to move the kids away. Did they have someone there who might be able to, kind of explain what that was? Like an expert of some kind or something like that?
No, but I did get an expert. I was talking to an expert at the gorilla exhibit.
Okay.
Because I love the gorillas. And they have a big, 12-year-old gorilla. But they have to separate him from the other dominant male. Because I guess he's big enough now he can threaten the other guy.
Oh, really?
Yes. There's only room for one male bone.
Well, that's what I've heard, right?
One male bone.
And one male gorilla. So they have
gossip.
To keep them separated.
Yes, but the gossip is they had a little baby in one of the other habitats. And I guess the 12-year-old fathered the baby accidentally.
Oh, no.
I mean, it wasn't an accident on his part. He did the mounting. But the zookeepers thought that he wasn't ready to mount. And they were shocked it was an accidental pregnancy.
Wow, Teddy, you may have to look this up, or I guess we could all look it up too. But wasn't there something at the zoo recently with some other animal that they didn't think could get pregnant, and then it did because they thought it was all females in the pen, and then it turned out there wasn't something.
Wasn't it stingrays?
Stingray Rob, your guy Teddy.
No, wasn't it stingrays?
IndyCar driver Stingray Rob. Yes, I don't know.
Back when I was banging.
Yeah.
Speaking of peepees.
Yeah.
Had a field trip at the zoo. I don't know, 9, 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Rainy day, miserable day. But I remember this. The rhinos were mounting each other. So I saw a rhino. Fully. Yes.
How did that compare to the elephant?
No comparison. The rhino one was thinner. I mean, impressively long, but thinner, crowbar shaped, had nothing bent at the tip. That bent carrot thing. Call that number on the TV. Got nothing on the elephant.
Oh.
Nothing.
Wow.
Teddy, what was it? Stingray?
Yeah, and it was a stingray you mentioned there. You nailed it, Common Man. And it was like a year ago, I want to say, and the stingray got pregnant without a male present.
No,
well,
a male was present.
Yes,
it's just somebody missed a stingray pee-pee.
Yeah.
Right? They thought all females were in the tank, but they missed it. This is the other thing. Why don't we learn from science fiction movies? Let's say there is no male present, okay?
Yeah.
We learned in Jurassic Park. Life finds a way.
Right.
All those smartasses, oh, they're all females. They can't reproduce. Then what happened? They found hatched eggs.
Well,
we don't learn our lessons. Terminator 2, same thing. AI is going to kill us all.
Right. We don't watch enough movies, apparently. We don't learn from history, or Hollywood history anyway. They must not have anyone who could, like, sex the wolf puppies, sex the stingrays, right? Someone has to do that.
Somebody got fired.
What do you mean?
If your job is to look for stingray dong and you miss it.
Well, fair enough.
That's like Kim Mulkey, right?
Yeah.
Kim Mulkey comes on and says, I'm gonna Final Four, you been too, or Elite Eights, or whatever the hell she said.
Right.
Well, that's not my job.
No.
B word. It's not my job. And if somebody who sexes the stingray says, well, how many stingray penises have you caught?
Yeah.
None, but that's not my job.
You're the stingray penis person. You have to look that up. This elephant, was he out there? You said the elephant was just by himself?
Yes, but I think he may have a fetish.
Oh?
Because he was crapping.
Oh.
When he was engorged. And I'm not talking about just hanging there. I'm talking salute.
Well, we don't know much about, we know about human sexuality, obviously, because we are humans, and they study animal sexuality, but, like, we understand that there are lots of fetishes within humans.
Maybe he's turned on by feces.
We don't know much about we can't perceive it like an elephant can. All we can see is like, oh, they interact this way or they interact that way. But we don't know what's in their brains,
maybe
what gets them going.
He's the Odell Beckham Jr. of elephant. Feces turn him on.
You need an elephant expert there to kind of say, like, hey, by the way, what you're seeing out there right now, you think that's all he's got, is actually like a giraffe's tongue. There's even more back in there you're not seeing.
That was all about Cox. Fletcher Cox.
I'm glad that I saw it, though.
Yeah?
Yes, it was important to see.
Well, I kind of am jealous that I missed it.
Everybody should see it.
Yeah.
Kind of like Schindler's List.
Is that how is it like Schindler's List?
Well, because you see it once. You're glad that you did. I don't need to see it again.
Okay.
Like, I'm not rooting for more erect wiener time from the elephant when I go back to the zoo.
I'm glad you're not rooting for that.
But I'm glad that I saw it.
But those kids didn't want to see it anymore.
All right, enough about me. You had people manipulate your body and take out one of your internal organs.
Yeah, so I had a pain. It was last Monday night in my stomach, and I couldn't sleep all night. So the next morning I get up, go to my doctor, and she like touched my side and was like, does it hurt when I do this? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, oh, you got a problem. You got an appendix needs to come out. And I'm like, how can you tell that? She's like, no, trust me, just go to the hospital. I go to the ER. They're doing and of course, beforehand, I'm already nervous about going to the ER because I'm thinking in my head, great, I'm going to have like gas or something. And this is going to be very expensive. And I'm going to go there and they're just going to get out of here.
Couldn't you tell a difference? I mean, you've had gas before.
No, but I just thought, well, what if this is like really bad gas? So
that's some gas.
When they said like it could be your appendix, I'm like, all right, well, if I have to go to the ER, at least I hope it's for something. I don't want to go for no reason because it's expensive, right? You have to go either way, pay, it's a lot. So, but I get in there. They did the CAT scan. They were like, oh, yeah, this thing is about to burst. They said it was like 3 times the size of what it normally was.
What's the size that it normally is?
It's like the size of a pinky. So it's like three pinkies, I guess.
So what did they do with it when it was done?
Well,
why didn't you bring it home and I can make a fajita out of it?
First of all, thank you for your concern. I'm doing great. I appreciate that.
I know you're here. Of course you're doing fine.
I want to say, though, when I went in there, I tried to donate it. I did. Because I told them right off the bat, I said, I'm donating this.
What do you mean you tried to donate? Nobody wants your
it's an organ.
Diseased.
It's an organ, isn't it? So
a useless one.
No, but so what? If I bring a bunch of clothes to the Goodwill and I'm like, here, these are clothes I don't use anymore. Like, these are all out of fashion and disgusting. We don't want them. I'm like, well, that's okay. I still donated them. If you don't want them, that's on you. Throw them out. I donated this to the hospital, to the medical professionals. If they say we can't use this, that's on you. Just like listener Fawn donated her kidney.
No, it's not just like that, dummy.
Yeah, I did. I donated it with the laparoscopic surgery.
No. All right. Well, thank you to everybody for filling in for us last week.
Yeah, well, yes, very much so. I want to thank Timmy, obviously, Tyvis Powell, Tito, which almost made me throw up in my mouth when I said that. Jeff Thidoff, thank you for helping out last week.
Man, I can't believe that Thidoff hosted this show.
Well, Dane Sanzenbacher, I think, filled in for a minute.
We were scraping the bottom of the barrel, weren't we?
That was the first time John Gruden ever listened to our show. Dane Sanzenbacher, Ohio State football. Yeah.
All right. Coming up next, tournament time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And more conversations about Dongs of the Wilderness.
It's my favorite bluegrass album right there.
Of the Wilderness. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should watch out for an accident that's on the right shoulder of westbound 161 at 71. That's causing some delay there. And we've got a disabled vehicle on the right shoulder of southbound 71 on the north side at Spring Street to keep an eye out for. This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Hey, Ohio State fans, while others cut corners like that team up north, Valvoline Instant Oil changes Buckeye-level quality, and you can stay in your car while their experts do the work. Drive in today. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
As men get older, our bodies change. We all know that, and often we just accept the changes as the way it is. But some of those changes, such as bad sleep patterns, low sex drive, brain fog, no energy, and reduced gains in the gym, could be due to low testosterone. And that is something you can change. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and even if you're in your 30s, if you're experiencing some or all of the symptoms I just noted, you very well may need low testosterone treatment. With our treatment protocols, if you're like most men, you'll be amazed at the change. You'll have more energy, improved mental clarity, your sleep will be better, so will your workouts, and you'll likely find that your sex drive increases too. So give us a call today and make the change for good. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. That's tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you. Tri-State Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Sometimes you don't realize something was bothering you
until it's gone.
That's how you're going to feel
after we work our magic at your house.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
That's are us. When dreams don't end, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't end, that's are us.
When was the last time you had your plumbing inspected? Small issues such as tiny leaks or old water heaters can quickly turn into big problems if they're not caught early. Take action with Logan Services and schedule a free plumbing safety inspection to help keep your home running smoothly. Schedule your free inspection now and experience the fast, friendly service you've come to expect from Logan Services.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
When you buy from Pella, you could meet Brad, Bob, maybe Mike, or 54 others that make our local Pella team so awesome.
And if you buy from me, you'll get to meet me.
Just a one-man operation, Wilson?
I've got a bunch of cousins helping me, but based on their work, I'm not sure they've got thumbs.
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Anthony Rothman here for Tel Ohio. Tel Ohio Credit Union has been financing dreams and fueling the local economy for 90 years. And as the #1 SBA lender among Ohio credit unions, learn why more than 3,000 business owners trust Tel Ohio. Visit telohio.org/business.
Here at The Fan, we give you 14 hours of live and local programming every day. We care about you. We live and work in your community. Except Bo Bishop. He won't tell us where the hell he is. Your live and local station. Except Bo. The Fan.
When you reach for UDF's new pizza, you're getting more than just a quick slice. You're getting family recipe focaccia dough, handcrafted in our bakery. You're biting into a hot, crispy crust. You're tasting delicious sauce and loads of meaty, cheesy flavor. You might even be burning the roof of your mouth on that first bite, but that's okay. It's a good burn. UDF makes more than just pizza. We make pizza for you. New Sicilian-style pizza from United Dairy Farmers at participating locations. UDF, made for you.
April 6th at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Rewards members get $5 off an acai bowl or an acai bowl with Nutella. Log into the app on April 6th to redeem your rewards. Terms and conditions apply.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A pretty pleasant day for us with temperatures in the mid to low 50s and mostly sunny skies. But Wednesday will start off with mostly sunny to partly sunny skies. Have a chance of showers and storms late morning, early afternoon. It will be warm and windy with our highs getting into the mid to upper 70s, but stay weather aware late Wednesday. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Barely famous, incredibly stupid. Back to Man and Bone.
Hey, please subscribe to the podcast of this stupid show. It's available wherever you get your stupid audio. Just search Common Man and T-Bone. Click. Subscribe. Every single show comes right to your device, free of charge. Podcast is brought to you by our friends, Care Heating and Cooling. 4:30 today, Yikes. Jayson's Beef with our guy Jayson Stark at 5:30. I'm sorry, it's like catnip for me. I can't look away. So I just saw Awful Announcing had this thing. Herbie goes on these podcasts and he talks about his tale of woe.
Oh, of course.
You know, of course. And
They bring his dog with him?
Not this time.
Okay.
He wanted to tell everybody that ESPN has never asked him to manufacture a take.
Okay.
I didn't assume that they did. I assumed that you do it all on your own. But here's some audio. Not audio. I don't have the audio. Just pretend I'm a douche. I'll read it like Herbie.
All right. Sounds good.
I'm a pleaser by nature. I try and be a voice of reason. I try and be fair. In this era of television, there's a lot of what you see in politics when you're watching TV. You see it in sports. There's a lot of shock jock. There's a lot of what can I say to be trending, to be on social media? What outlandish thing can I say to get out there? I've never done that. I never will. That's right, Herbie. You're just so damn righteous, right? You never start up little controversies on social media, right? You never say dumb crap and then blame it on your son. You never take any sort of political stance. Oh, wait, you do all of those things. So don't talk about how you're above the fray because you're not. This is just Herbie again playing the victim.
Yeah. Well, doesn't it feel like, too, he's aiming for like Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smiths of the world with this thing of like, oh, I'm not like them. I don't do that type of stuff. But it's like, no. That world now includes Sean McDonough, who's on your network. It includes you, Herbie, because
he did it with Fowler during the game. They're giving their hot takes.
They're in the college football playoff games talking about how these games are terrible and these teams don't deserve to be there. And I got to apologize to you fans. You're doing the same thing. Also, Herbie, you go on all those shows anyway. You go on all those talking head shows and you do this exact same thing. This is, to me, I mean, I don't know why ESPN feels like they have to do this, right? Where they always feel like they can't talk about the actual game that's going on and just give you insight and information during that broadcast. That would be enough for most of us. Sure, some games get boring because maybe there's a blowout here or there. But in general, what you have now is like built-in diversions during the game where they give all these announcers a chance to show their personalities. Like, I don't need that when I'm watching ESPN. I am fine with you calling the game. That should be interesting enough to where once I see that, I'm watching this game till the end, or at least until it gets boring to me.
Didn't you feel when you were watching the coverage of the college football playoffs on ESPN, didn't it feel like the announcers were almost ashamed to be broadcasting this product?
Yeah.
Right? Where it's like, I can't believe you're actually watching this crap. I can't believe I'm here. God forbid you sell the product or maybe look forward to the next matchup you're going to have.
It does feel like almost, and I wonder what goes on at ESPN, if they're just like ashamed that they actually only broadcast games sometimes, right?
They don't only broadcast games. Every one of their shows is a talking head show.
But they do this where college basketball, they did this like when Dick Vitale was away, right? And then they would have him from home, and we're glad that he's back now and he's feeling better. But you know, Dick Vitale, they would pipe him in, and then the game is going on, and a team would go on like a 10-0 run, and it would be like, anyway, Dick Vitale, tell us about a game from 30 years ago or whatever. And they would just spend time talking to him. They've had plenty of guys where they've done that. And that's fine that you want to bring some entertainment value, but silly me, I thought the game itself was entertaining.
Say what you want about this show, and I'm sure Herbie has a special feeling about this show. So he's talking about shock jocks and all that other crap.
Yeah.
We're not doing games. We're not broadcasting games. All right? He's out there. He's got to throw his opinions out that have nothing to do sometimes with the game that he's broadcasting. Just the overall culture of the sport. Oh, please, Emperor Herbie, tell us how to be college football fans.
Well, and you have the opportunity on all these other shows you have to give those opinions. He can appear on any show he wants to, and he does sometimes give his opinion, but like...
Who does he classify as a shock jock? Is Stephen A.?
Right.
The highest paid guy is Pat McAfee, his buddy?
He goes on McAfee's show all the time.
Oh, are you kidding?
And he goes on there to whine and complain that, oh, people gave me a hard time for what I said on the broadcast. Yes, because they didn't tune in to watch your hot takes. They tuned in for you to tell them, why did that defensive end get around the edge and get to the quarterback so effectively in this game? What is it that's different about him than all the other defensive ends who haven't done that this year against this offensive line?
ESPN doesn't know what the hell they're doing. Did you see they're shutting down their Sports Center, L.A.?
Yeah.
Which you and I said at the time.
Who cares?
When they first did it, we're going to have Sports Center in L.A. Well, what does that do?
Yeah.
Who cares where the set is and where your desk is? We're watching it here.
Yeah. I've never thought that matters. Like, do people, and maybe it does to the average listener, but I've never thought that most viewers care at all that like ESPN Sports Center is in Connecticut at their big campus. And then
I can't watch that. I got to watch a desk in a studio in Burbank.
Right. But then Get Up is in apparently their New York studio that they have, right? When they go to that, do people care that when like Sports Center ends and Get Up starts that they've switched locations, or do they care that that's all on their TV screen? Because, Mike, I just had a little bit of a thing last week. I had some time to watch some TV. I had appendicitis.
Sweet Brown?
Sweet Brown, yeah.
I got bronchitis.
But
appendicitis.
I was watching Sports Center. They were talking about those Yankee home runs, right, with the torpedo bat.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that later.
Yeah, but in that game, they just showed the highlight for like 30 seconds and like, oh, yeah, 20 runs, 9 homers, Aaron Judge, 3 home runs. And that was it. That was like all they did. There was no context given of, hey, Major League Baseball, this has kind of become a big story. Let's get some expert on to talk about it. Nope, they cut right from that to a like 5-minute long clip from Mina Kimes, who I like, who's good, about the beer cup snake, where they take all the empty beer cups at the end of the game.
Important,
they stack them up.
That's a slice of life.
Well, and they wanted to tell you that the history shows that started at Wrigley with a bunch of fans drunk out in the bleachers. Mike, can you imagine that? Drunk Cubs fans doing something like that?
No.
And then they showed like a UFL clip of a team that apparently has embraced that. Like, meanwhile, maybe just circle back to the idea that Sports Center, you could show us highlights, not 30 seconds, like 2 minutes. Show us good highlights. Show us some impactful things. I know it was a blowout game, but there was a story that came out of it. Sometimes ESPN is so desperate to run away from the actual sports that happened and tell you about all the other things that happened around it. And if that's coming from guys like you and me, where we do that ourselves all the time on this show, we're not Sports Center. We're not advertising it as sports news.
Maybe they were waiting for one of their baseball-specific shows to do a long-form conversation about that. Oh, wait.
Right.
They have none.
They're all gone.
Remember Baseball Tonight?
Yeah.
It was on every single night.
Not anymore.
Now I start to sound like Rob Manfred. Why don't you value the product? And I hate him. All right, on to tournament time.
Yeah.
All 4 number 1 seeds make the Final Four. Number 1 seed Florida goes up against number 1 seed Auburn. That is the early game Saturday night, CBS. Number 1 seed Houston goes up against number 1 seed Duke. That is the late game Saturday night, CBS. And they play the championship game when? Monday?
Yeah, Monday.
A lot of people have thoughts about the all number 1 seeds. I've seen it all. I've seen it's rigged. I've seen where are the Cinderellas. I've seen this is not interesting. We have to do something about this. I don't understand people. I really don't. Because when we have chaos, when we have a team that shouldn't be there, that makes it there, we like that to a certain point, right? Yeah. Like Sister Jean and Loyola, all that crap is good. If you get to the Sweet 16, we don't want you going any further than that, though.
No.
Because then it's, we really want the best teams playing. How come we don't have the best teams playing? In this rare situation where we do have all number 1 seeds left, this has happened, one other time in
Right.
tournament history.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, we have people out there yelling about how we have to change the rules because it's not fair that we have all 1 seeds in the Final Four. What the hell are we doing?
I don't know. I mean, I watched plenty of basketball over this weekend, and I enjoyed it, right? Like, I watched that BYU-Alabama game. I saw a great basketball game there. Now, there wasn't a lot of, I wouldn't say there was tremendous defense played in that game, but BYU and Alabama, 2 teams that get up and down the floor.
That was a great game.
Right, and it was because everyone on the floor could make shots. They had good players. By the way, a lot of those players were in transfer portals. Mark Sears, who plays for Alabama, started at OU and then transferred to Alabama. Like, that's guys have transferred and made those teams better, yes. And maybe you won't have as many mid-majors. I don't know. But like Auburn, Michigan State, also a really good basketball game. Yeah, Auburn was in control most of the way, but I saw 2 teams playing great basketball. I also recognized some names, like legendary coaches like Tom Izzo and Bruce Pearl. I recognized some player names because they played last year and they were good, and they've played for these teams now because they got a bag to stay there for a couple years. Not that I always want 1 and 2 seeds, but the upside of that is you get better games. And you get some guys you've heard of before.
Here's what I decided
playing
about
in big-time
human
moments.
We as human beings, we want something until we get it. And then we don't want it anymore.
Absolutely right.
Right? Forever it was, we got to stop letting the computers control who goes to the college football playoff. We need people. Then we get people.
Yeah.
Right? We get people. And sometimes those people are flawed, and sometimes those people have biases. You want to know why? Because they're not computers. And now what does everybody say? Oh, the computers, we got to go back to technology. I'm going to tell you how all of this plays into Ohio State and Michigan coming up in 2 minutes. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're looking at some slower traffic on eastbound 270 on the south outer belt between 71 and 23. And watch for some debris that's in the right lane on northbound 71 on the north side at Polaris Parkway. This report is sponsored by AAA Car Care Plus. Come into your local AAA Car Care Plus and save $84 on select sets of 4 Nokian tires. Only at AAA Car Care Plus locations. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Offer ends April 15th. See store for details. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Brought to you by Metal Supermarkets. Metal Supermarkets is your convenience store for metal. Visit Columbus at metalsupermarkets.com for all your metal needs.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Hey Kroger shoppers, get ready for Customer Appreciation Week happening March 26th through April 1st. We've packed 7 days with amazing deals. And if you're a Boost member, you can save even more. Get excited and get ready to save. Thanks for being such an awesome customer. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Customers can save big on Kroger brand pasta and Kroger brand broth. Select varieties are only 99 cents each with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
1-800-GOT-JUNK makes space for possibilities.
When our clean, shiny truck arrives, it's the sign of a new beginning, a clean start, a breath of fresh air.
All the animals start giggling, a rainbow appears, and music fills the air.
Your best friend calls with happy news. Every table has fresh flowers on it, and your nights are full of candlelight.
We bring the springtime.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
We did the math. Common Man has hosted over 5,000 shows on the Fan. 3 of them have been halfway decent. Here's Man and Bone.
Hey, Teddy.
Yeah.
I rarely do this.
Yeah.
But,
no.
You know, we talked about, well, wait a second. We talked about engorged elephant dong, right? We talked about how your appendix has been removed. We're only half an hour into the show, but this could be one of them. I rarely say that.
Really?
I'm sure I jinxed it.
We're like 30 minutes into this.
That's right.
That feels like talking about a no-hitter in the second inning. I got to be honest.
We got great stuff in the bullpen.
Okay. What does that mean?
I'm just saying, we got great stuff the first couple innings. Nobody can touch us. Now, we may get touched up as the game goes, but as it looks right now, we're striking out 20.
Uh-huh.
It's a no-hitter.
Do we have Elephant Dong in the bullpen?
Elephant Dong is always.
Okay, I mean, I know you started the game, but can we get him back later?
In the bullpen.
Okay.
Hey, Fish has handed me the plug sheet.
Okay.
Shockingly, he's given me the plug sheet from yesterday.
Okay, yeah.
This morning, Ryan Day was on Morning Juice at 7 o'clock. Go back and listen to the podcast for that. I love how he put on here Ryan Day, Buckeyes head coach. Just in case you didn't know who Ryan Day was.
Yeah, who is that guy? I've never heard of him.
Bishop and Friends had Dom Tiberi on this morning. A little fun fact about Dom Tiberi. I walked in on him in the bathroom today with his pants around his ankles.
Okay. Really?
Yes, but he wasn't going to the bathroom. He was just tucking in his shirt.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I said, why didn't you close the doors? I'm not going. I'm just tucking. I said, I understand, but your pants are still down. Nothing else of note.
No, I know.
All right, we were talking in the last segment about how all 4 number 1 seeds are in this NCAA tournament, and some people love it, and some people want to change the rules. Yeah. I understand changing the rules if something turns out to be a pattern, right? If we decide that this is going to be the norm in college basketball, because that's how NIL makes things work. All the talent is drawn to a certain amount of top programs, and we see that pretty much every single year it's all number 1 seeds in the Final Four. Then maybe we adjust to that if we see it. I have the same problem with people who don't want to see Ohio State and Michigan play in a Big Ten championship game or in a playoff game. Well, we just saw it the week before, and then what happens if every single year Ohio State and Michigan play back-to-back? We haven't seen it once yet. Not one time.
Yeah.
And yet people are talking about changing the rules. Aren't we getting ahead of ourselves a little bit?
Well, yeah, of course. And you know they're going to change the rules with college basketball when it comes to that, because they're going to have 96 teams in this thing. And is that even going to change this thing? I don't think so, right? It's not.
They're going to let 96 teams in.
Yeah, right. That's not going to solve the problem. But, I mean, I don't even know if there's a problem to solve here with college basketball.
There's not a problem to solve. There's not a problem to solve in college football yet.
Yeah, we've barely seen this at all. I mean, I don't know. I think we should probably look back at like when free agency hit pro sports, right? Because everyone's talking about the portal this and the portal that. It's going to make it bad if we have the portal. Now these guys can move around. When free agency hit pro sports, people said, oh, no, now all the championships are going to end up in New York and Los Angeles, and that's it. And all the different leagues dealt with it differently, right?
Some leagues have caps.
Yeah,
right?
Some leagues don't. Major League Baseball doesn't. And while sure, they have had some seasons like last year where you had the Yankees and the Dodgers in the World Series, that was noted for how rare it was that happened. You've also had plenty of seasons where you've had teams from the Midwest. I believe the Cardinals have been fairly decent over the last, 50 years.
Never heard of them.
Right. I believe even the Cubs, the lowly Cubs, Mike, you've heard of them. They had some success there recently. Like, you can have different success, whether you're on the coast, whether you're in a big market, small market. And I think that's where we're going to see happen a bit in the NIL space too. But if we go 5 years and it's still every year 4 1 seeds in the NCAA tournament, then sure, we could have that happen. That could be a problem. But let's let there actually be a problem before we overreact to it.
It's like we don't know what we want sometimes. You know, English soccer, right? English soccer has no postseason.
Right.
They have like Champions League and stuff like that, but that's a separate entity. The English Premier League season, they just go by regular season games, and if the season's over with 3 weeks left to go because nobody can catch the number 1 team, well, they're the champion. It doesn't matter.
Right.
There's no manufactured drama there. And I'll see some people say, well, that's the way we should do it in the U.S., right? But then when we have a situation like that, where we have the best teams that you saw in the regular season, 4 number 1 seeds in the Final Four. People say, where's the chaos? This is no fun.
Yeah.
It's like we can't make up our mind about what type of sports fan we want to be. No. Do we want to just ultimately play the regular season and reward the best and call it a day? Or do we want the chaos? Do we want the David Tyree catch over the head and the Giants knocking off the undefeated Patriots? What do we want?
Yeah. And by the way, like, Gonzaga and Butler making runs is cool too. Like when Gonzaga wasn't a power, now they obviously are, right? But like having teams make a bit of a run, that can be fun as well. But let's have balance. And I think right now in college basketball, you do if we see year after year after year, we keep having the same problem, you're going to then obviously have issues. But like if it's 4 number 1 seeds every single year, fine. But I don't think we're likely to see that yet. Let's wait until it actually plays out. There was some great basketball played this weekend, Timmy, right?
Well, think about it, because you had Florida almost get knocked out twice, right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong? They had a second round game against UConn. Was an awesome game. They almost got knocked out again by Texas Tech. And I don't know. I think that's pretty cool to see, too. I mean, you want to see 1 seeds, but you want to see some of those upsets as well. There were some really close games. You had some Cinderellas. They just didn't make it that far this time.
I feel like we got good, dramatic basketball in this tournament.
We did.
And it just turns out that the 1 seeds are there. And like we were talking about earlier, Timmy, this has only happened one other time in tournament history.
Yeah, 2008, the only other time in tournament history where all 4 1 seeds made it here. That was the year that it was my guys. It was the Jayhawks. It was Mario and the Miracle. It was Kansas and Memphis. Only other time that's happened. So this is still pretty unique.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like if guys like Mike and I are saying, and we tend to be fairly cynical, but if we're the ones saying, hey, maybe don't be so cynical, you might want to bring it
It's
back.
our job to sit back and pick at the minutia every single day, right? But sometimes I wonder what we're complaining about. This has been an enjoyable postseason. Right, we're going to take it. We're going to ruin it anyway.
Yeah,
we're going to put
96 teams,
300 teams in it eventually. Right, we're going to ruin it anyway. But I like where this is going. I'm actually excited to, in the absence of my own team, playing in this. Thank God they're not playing in that crown.
Oh God! Could you imagine if we were still watching that?
Did you see some of the footage of that?
Oh,
there's like 5 people there.
It's bad.
Thank God, Timmy, they had it in Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's where you have to do it, right? Where all the people just will flock in no matter what.
So many things going on in Las Vegas. Should we go gamble? No. Should we go out to some of the best dinners we can have? No. Should we go to where they're popping the cards on us for some naked boobies? No. Let's go watch the Utes and Thad Matta go head-to-head with each other.
Oh, by the way, Timmy, I am not as plugged into college basketball as I know you are, but like college basketball fans, like the diehards, the ones who watch every single weekend, and every week, are they all complaining about these number 1 seeds and these great games?
You love it. It's great.
Right.
Because, again, take what you have here, and I think Mike said it earlier. You want to see some upsets. Upsets are good, but I think you want those Cinderellas to go to the Sweet 16 maybe, and then let the big guys take it from there. St. Peter's, God love you. We're talking about them before the show. Love that story, but maybe going to the Elite 8 a couple years ago was a bit too far. Maybe bow out in that Sweet 16 because then you're just going to get blown out. Let some of the good on good happen, and you're just getting great basketball down the stretch run here for the Final Four in the title game.
You want to see St. Peter's? Sister Jean?
Peacock.
Loyola?
Yeah.
They should stream only on the Peacock.
I think that's where they get their broadcasters. From St. Peter's.
But you know what, Timmy, in the regular season, what do they typically feature? Like, big Monday night matchup between
big
Duke
games
and Kansas.
Big games.
They want those games because they know that's what draws an audience. And while I feel like this is a problem that some of the people who only watch college basketball when March Madness rolls around and fill out their brackets, and that's great. You need those people. But I feel like that's not healthy for the sport long term if people only tune in because I only watch if there's like a 16 seed in one of these games. Come on. That's not ultimately good for growing this game.
Right. Embrace the spectacle.
You get big-time basketball. Big games, big-time basketball down the stretch for your Final Four and for your national championship game. It's been a great tournament so far. This is a great way to finish it.
All right, Saturday games, Florida, Auburn, Houston, Duke. Timmy, give me a winner for each of those games. Who do we see play on Monday night?
I'm not going to switch off what my Final Four is right now.
Was it Houston?
So it's Houston over Florida. So I'm going to go with Houston over Florida. And Duke, of course, has the unicorn of Cooper Flag, but I'm going to go with Houston over Florida.
I was driving around in the car last week doing spring break things, had the girls in the car with me, and I just started to laugh out loud because I was thinking of a piece of audio that we play that we have not played in a while. It involves bodily functions. If that strikes your fancy, you'll hear it coming up next. Calvin, Man, and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're looking at some stop-and-go traffic that's causing a 10-minute delay on westbound 670 between Grandview Avenue and I-70. And there's a small slowdown on eastbound 70 on the east side between Livingston Avenue and 33. This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Hey, Ohio State fans, while others cut corners like that team up north, Valvoline Instant Oil changes Buckeye-level quality, and you can stay in your car while their experts do the work. Drive in today. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Common Man here for Weed Man. I always have the greenest lawn in the neighborhood. It's luscious. I swear by two things, water and Weed Man. Weed Man is locally owned and operated by Corbin and Audrey. They will make sure your lawn is weed-free and looking gorgeous. Of course, they get rid of weeds, but they also do aeration, mosquito control, grub control, crabgrass prevention, and flea and tick control for your four-legged friends. For a free quote, give them a call, 614-733-3747, weedmanusa.com. Tell them Common Man sent you.
Discover uncompromising quality at a reliable price with Giant Eagle and Market District. Look for signs throughout the store highlighting lower prices. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle. Experience value like never before. Visit Giant Eagle today to see how easy it is to save.
Men over 40, struggling with low energy, not feeling like yourself, Low T Center's testosterone replacement therapy is the solution. Get started today. Visit one of their conveniently located clinics, meet a medical provider, and get back to feeling your best. This April only, the consultation is free. Treatment is tailor-made just for you, and it's covered by most major insurance. Get treated at one of the Low T Centers or from home. Why wait? Book your appointment now at lowtcenter.com. That's lowtcenter.com.
Skyline nachos are back, and now there's a spicy version. Get them with Skyline's cheddar or habanero cheese, topped with fiery jalapeno slices. But hurry, Skyline's regular and new spicy nachos are only at participating restaurants for a limited time.
Hey, Ohio State fans. While others cut corners, like that team up north, Valvoline Instant Oil Change is Buckeye-level quality. We train hard and treat every day like game day. We're always quick, but never rushed. And you can stay in your car while our experts do the work. Valvoline Instant Oil Change is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Visit valvoline.com/Buckeyes to find your nearest location and access exclusive fan savings.
The tournament is underway. Is your bracket a big pile of trash like mine? Big Voice Guy took it on the chin this year. Anyway, check your standings in the Fan and 10 TV Bracket Challenge.
Sponsored by Mountain Dew, Ohio Bottled Buckeye Bowl.
The most accurate bracket, not mine, will take home $1,000. Check your progress at 971thefan.com. Wasting time has never been more fun. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
At Metal Supermarkets, we're all about getting you and your crew to quit in time sooner. That's why our service is a cut above. You see, no matter the project, we'll get you to the right metal, shape, and grade. Cut to any size, ready real fast. And yeah, we'll deliver, leaving plenty of time for the important things, like opening an ice-cold can of aluminum. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience store for metal.
Columbus knows what it takes to be a champion. Just like your favorite team, Caster Connection plays to win. Our heavy-duty casters and wheels offer unmatched durability and ergonomic performance from manufacturing and material handling and beyond. With an unrivaled online inventory and the best consultative experts in the industry, we'll help you find the right caster for any job. Shop now at casterconnection.com and save 10% on online orders with promo code ROLL10. Not a retail location.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Cosby Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Does excessive amounts of Prozac make your sack droop down to your knees? Asking for a friend. My friend's name is Mike. Back to Droopy Sack and T-Bone.
Droopy Sack and T-Bone brought to you by the Hinderer Motor Company. I was driving around last week, and I just started thinking about a piece of audio that we haven't played in a long time. And it was the city council guy who left his microphone on during the meeting, but then went to the bathroom, and you could hear everything that was going on.
What made you think of that? Were you listening to the pee-pee poo-poo commercial?
Pee-pee poo-poo commercial.
Yeah, the one that's on the station all the time.
Everybody poops.
I do like that commercial.
Everybody pees.
No, look, I dreamt about somebody that I haven't seen in 30 years the other day. I don't know how the brain works.
Who was that, Bev? Seventh Heaven? Your gal?
No, it was actually Bev's on-screen father, Stephen Collins.
Oh no, you want to dream about him.
He was touching me.
Beverly D'Angelo?
Yeah.
Not Beverly D'Angelo. From Columbus.
Alive?
Yes.
Yes, she's alive.
Alive, but older. Doesn't look the same, but Chevy Chase doesn't look the same either.
How are you, honey? How are you, Chevy?
No, yeah.
She always had like the deeper voice, but the problem is that
we're all in misery.
When you're a younger woman, that's fairly attractive.
Mm-hmm.
When you get older, how are you? You're Marge Schott at the bowling alley.
That's right. It says here she's born in 1951 in Columbus, Ohio. 73 years old. Let her live. Nice.
Her brother was a big uppity-up guy.
TV guy.
Channel 10.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes, he worked in this building.
Oh,
he may still be here, buried under the staircase.
Great golfer.
Dom Taberi goes and pays respects every day. Says hello. Hey, Bev, how's she doing?
We do keep some old anchors around. Like Dave Kaler, who I think is still alive, but he left his false teeth.
His false teeth are there?
Yes,
I didn't realize. I got to go pay respects.
This was a city council guy. I don't know where it's from, but it's one of my favorite pieces of audio. There's no reason for me playing it, but I'm going to play it.
I won't belabor all the details. I'm sure most of you remember Mr. Guest's presentation from last time, and I imagine he's going to hit some of the highlights here in a minute. But the thing is that these deadly infections, there's something we can do about it. And what we can do is call on governmental representatives that are higher up the chain of and ask for action at the federal level. I am aware of Mr. Brainerd's concerns that he raised last time, and there would be instances where I actually agree that we should take action locally first, but there are not any KFO operations in Georgetown, so for us to just say it within the city limits would be an empty gesture. And also these diseases don't know any boundaries. So a state-by-state approach would just mean that
I like how Wilford Brimley came in there at the end.
His mother oatmeal.
Dude had a motocross event going on in his pantalones.
I hope that guy drove himself right to the gastroenterologist. I have never heard anyone with so much gas in my life.
That's unreal.
And you don't know what he looks like?
I will say this, though. There's no deterrent for taking a microphone into the bathroom, right? But this is exactly why we need stalls that go all the way down to the floor, and they have to have a seal on it. There needs to have some kind of privacy right there.
You're still going to hear it because the top of it's open.
Well,
you can hear that in another county.
We need to get Restoration Hardware-like and go solid oak doors all the way to the top then.
Now, what you have just described, and you guys are going to hate me for bringing this up because I bring it up all the time, you have just described the, as I like to call it, bathroom utopia, the nirvana that is the Buc-ee's bathroom.
They have that where it
comes back to Buc-ee's.
It goes all the way up?
Oh, it's
solo shots, right?
Solo shots, full doors. There's like 100 of them. And they all have like a red.
100?
Yeah.
Do they have fans in there that suck all the...
I don't know if they have fans.
They got to suck it out.
Do. But they do have
suck.
You got to suck. They have the red and green system on the door lock, so you can clearly see if it's occupied or if it's empty, so you can go in there, do your business.
Is there another color? Like maybe purple and George Michael's in there? Because you got total privacy.
That's good.
Meet me here at 215 for Manly Love.
Well, right.
Nobody can see you in there.
Hey, but it's not totally private because, I mean, it is. It's a bathroom, but it's like there's 100 people that work there that'll clean the stall. Like some of them are waiting for you. As soon as you get out, they're like, oh, thanks for coming to Buc-ee's. And they come in and clean the stall. So it's always clean. It's always nice. They got 1 million bathrooms.
Would you be a Buc-ee's bathroom cleaner?
I was a bathroom cleaner.
Oh, you were?
Not at Buc-ee's, but the first job I ever had, I was a bag boy at a grocery store.
Yeah,
and
we've heard this before.
We had to alter. I think we did hear it before, Timmy. We had to alternate who was cleaning the bathrooms. every single week, and it was my week to clean the bathroom. And I go in there, and this is more than just a one-person job. There was poo, feces spread all over the place. I'm not talking about just on the bowl. I'm talking about the walls of the stall, outside, by the sinks, on the walls, by the urinal. This was a professional hit job. This is more than one person. It had to be. No single person could emit so much poop. I go to my manager, and I say, I just walked in there, and I described the scene to him. What are we going to do about it?
What'd he say?
He said, sucks to be you. I said, no, sucks to be you. I quit. You can't have a 15-year-old go in there and clean it all. First of all, we should all be going. If we're going to clean it, right, we should all clean it.
I feel like if the manager would have said to you, hey, all right, that's a bad situation. Let me get some gloves, some trash bags, some cleaning solution. Maybe a few other people can help us here, or
you got to pay a team to clean that.
You need like a hazmat team or Serve Pro or something.
Right. You could call someone.
Pressure washers. You've got to go in there with like hoses with the soapy nozzles on them and just spray it down.
Ted said he would come over and clean any bathroom in the city for like $50, right, Ted? That's
not a lot Ted wouldn't do for $50.
He loves a good bathroom.
Not as much as Krenzel loves a good basement.
No.
Right. But that's pretty good.
No, I wasn't going to clean that.
How do you just do that and then walk out of the store is my question. Like, how do you go into the bathroom? Whatever. Someone had to have done that, right? I mean,
like you said, it's a hit job. You have yellow gloves on, and then
multiple people did it.
You fling them away.
I think it was an inside job. I think it was one of the former employees. But that's one of the theories that we had. That we had a guy who worked behind the meat counter. Because when I walked in there the first time, it smelled like crap, obviously, but it also smelled like the meat guy. I think the meat guy, after he was fired, got together with some of his meat friends, and they came and said, let's crap in the grocery store bathroom.
Oh, no.
It was a big meat friend thing.
I don't understand how someone couldn't have gone in there, though. Like, who's the last person? They're like, all right, well, I guess now I pile on to all this. Like,
they went together.
Oh, that's even more fun. Just everyone.
They went to the Old Country buffet. They stuffed themselves. They said, well, I got to go. Do you have to go, Steve, or sirloin?
How do they?
You're my meat friend.
I know it wasn't the era of group threads on like a text chain, but they all hop on Signal and they're like, yeah, okay, we're all going at the same time.
Sirloin.
Hey, let's hit up the meat friends to go poo in the bathroom.
You just do it. It's coordinated. You're throwing it all over the place, all over the stalls, the walls, the sink, the mirror.
The awkward thing, though, is that was like the only grocery store that we had in town, so I had to continue to shop at that store.
Well, just don't go in the bathroom.
I didn't go to the bathroom, but I didn't make eye contact with the manager, right? Yeah. And he's giving me the eye like, you better not go crap in that bathroom to get back at me.
When you say hello to old ground beef back there.
Yeah, the meat guys. Who you have me in your phone? Do you have me as the meat guy in your phone? Because I'm T-Bone. Yeah, you should have.
We didn't sell classy meat.
Do you have pork chop in your phone? The meat guy. Yeah.
If I breathe real heavy, I'll take a crap.
That's good.
Fat Boy Food Tap! Coming up next, Colin Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're looking at an hour slowdown due to an accident that's blocking the 3 left lanes on westbound 70 on the west side near Hague Avenue. And things are slow on eastbound 670 between Cleveland Avenue and 71. This report is sponsored by Lowe's. The new My Lowe's Pro Rewards program makes it easier than ever for members to save and get more. Join for free today. Lowe's. They help, you save. Program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman here for Germain Honda of Dublin. So what's the difference? There are other Honda dealers around. Well, Rich Newsom and his team want to earn your trust. They don't expect it, and they earn it by giving you a great price, and then they back it up after the sale. With same-day service, no appointment necessary, a great variety of brand new Hondas, and hundreds of pre-owned certified Hondas to choose from, all at the same location. Identify yours at GermainHondaofDublin.com. Germain Honda of Dublin, Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Hit a home run for happy hour and ask your Twin Peaks girl about local specials on drafts, cocktails, shots, and more.
At Meijer, we work hard to bring more locally grown goodness to life with a farm-fresh selection of crisp vegetables and juicy, ready-to-eat fruit. Whether topping off kebabs on the grill or adding healthy color to a leafy green salad, your family will definitely enjoy the delicious taste of Meijer produce. Plus, you'll appreciate the selection and savings we have to offer. That's the fresh-picked good life, priced for real life. We work hard to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
Look, there's feelings, and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane manual tasks, the fact is, you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business, and that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's ramp.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.50%, APR 6.56% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-THIRD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
It's a different world today than it was 30 years ago when I started Care Heating and Cooling. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, 30 years ago, you were the first to warn of companies using service technicians as salespeople, of abusing the trust that a service technician has. With the big conglomerates now buying companies all over Central Ohio, this has become the normal business model.
It's all about greed. The conglomerates know they can make a lot more money by incentivizing their technicians to sell furnaces instead of fixing them. They train their techs to take advantage of a customer when they are the most vulnerable.
Dad, that is not how we were taught. In 2024, Care Heating and Cooling was awarded a BBB Torch Award for ethics and was named the Lennox Partner of the Year. You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a mysterious room of long-forgotten, moldy mascot memorabilia. Often pitched by ad agencies, always rejected by NJM. Is it real? We may never know. But what is real is NJM's dedication to doing what's right for their customers. Astoundingly, they're proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Learn more at njm.com.
Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars, Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Paul Keels. Blue Jackets at home with Nashville tonight, 7 p.m. face-off here in the Fan. Columbus still 2 points out of the final wild card spot in the East, but they go into the game having won 2 of their last 3. Meanwhile, from baseball, it's the home opener for the Columbus Clippers tonight. They host St. Paul at Huntington Park, 6:15 for Diamond Dog Night. Cincinnati Reds play the second of their series at home at Texas tonight. Cleveland Guardians, the second of their series this evening in San Diego with the Padres. From college hoops, center Aaron Bradshaw entering the transfer portal after just 1 season at Ohio State. Maryland has hired Buzz Williams away from Texas A&M to be their new head coach. The NFL voted on multiple rules changes today, such as overtime of the regular season, allowing each team a possession, and using virtual technology to determine the line to gain on first downs. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Murdering brain cells, one show at a time. Back to Man and Bone.
I'd like to congratulate Olympian, gold medalist, goddess, Gabby Thomas on her engagement. She announced this weekend, over the weekend, that she got engaged to her goober-looking boyfriend who looks like a slightly more attractive version of Mick Foley.
Who's the goober-looking fiance?
He's just a goober.
Who is?
He doesn't deserve her.
Spencer McManus, something like that.
Spencer McManus.
I don't know. It's McManes.
He's Mr. Gabby Thomas.
Okay,
for me.
I'm looking at this guy. He's got nice long hair. He's got a thick, rich beard when he wants to have it.
Get out of here. Just when I'm going to the Olympics, Winter Olympics in Milan, 1 year from now, 1 year from February.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stay at the hotel where all the media people are staying, where they're going to have all the ex-Olympians. They're going to be there, too, because I'm fancy like that. You know, even though Gabby Thomas is not in the Winter Olympics.
I was going to say, is she an ex-Olympian?
Well, she's an Olympian, but she's not doing winter stuff. But they're going to bring her in because she can talk and she's hot.
Well, all right, fair enough.
So imagine I meet her in the lobby, right? And Kristen has given me the go-ahead to shoot my shot with Gabby Thomas.
Why do you think she's done
Because she thinks I have no chance. She has no faith in me. But little does she know that it's a greater than 0% chance, right? I can turn on the charm. I mean, I got her to marry me.
Well, all right.
Right?
Yes,
I get people listen to me every single day.
But that was also almost 20 years. That was also almost 20 years ago.
You saying I can't bring it now?
I'm saying, all right, here's the question I have. One is, what if she says, Gabby Thomas.
Yes.
You talk to her in the lobby.
Yes.
And she says, you know what? You seem like an interesting guy, having some issues with the fiance as it currently
Dump
is.
him.
Well, would you like to grab dinner tonight?
Sounds great. Let's go.
Then you have to go up to your room and tell Kristen, hey, just so you know, having dinner with Gabby Thomas.
Man, I'm putting in time. Gabby Thomas is a classy chick. She's not just going to do it right there in the lobby with me. I got to go to dinner. That's part of the thing. I got to woo her.
Do it in the lobby. Was that a Stones song, I believe? Wasn't the Beatles.
Aerosmith had Love in an Elevator.
Yeah, that's probably.
Love in an Elevator.
Yeah. Okay, so.
No, I put the time in. You go to dinner. You try and seduce.
Right.
And then who knows what happens.
Okay. All right. But then let me put it to you this way. Because obviously it sounds like if you get to dinner with her, that to me, that's the accomplishment right there.
It's a pretty good accomplishment.
That to me.
It's still not sealing the deal. Although if we do go out to dinner together, I will be sealing the deal by myself in my pantalone.
That's going to be
She doesn't have to participate.
She'll be like, why are you making that face? She's like,
I really want the Clams Casino.
Giggity. All right. What if she says, listen, looky here.
Look, good. I'm glad you corrected yourself. Looky here.
What if she says, looky here? I would like you. Here's my room number.
Yeah.
We've had a good time. Want you to head on up there. Now, I lied. I actually am still good with the fiance, but one of his things, our things, is we're all in the room together. But I want you up to the room, and we're going to have a night of passion.
But he's going to
be
join in, or he's just going to watch, like from a chair in the corner.
Let's say he's watching from a chair in the corner, like the dude who used to run Liberty University. What was his name? Billy Graham? No.
No. One of your guys. I don't know.
Jerry Falwell Jr. That's not Billy Graham. He would never. What if Falwell Jr. is there with the pool boy? Like, what if that's what her husband is like? And I don't.
Is that what he's doing?
I don't shame.
Is he giving me instructions?
Tell
me what to do.
He's not being academic with it.
In
where
a
he's
gruff
sitting there.
Voice?
Yes, he's giving you a little like, oh yeah, like that's. I mean, that's but he's there, and you're there, and she's there. Are you?
No, I don't think I could do it.
No?
Maybe I could get Kristen to distract him.
Oh.
Yes, I'll dangle Kristen.
You would dangle? That seems...
First of all, she would dangle herself.
For the goober? You just called him a goober.
Well, it's anyone but me.
Oh.
He's younger. He's taller. He's anyone but me.
He's taller than her.
Is he tall? She's tall. Drink of water.
And he's taller. The pictures I'm looking at, he's taller than her. So maybe he's standing on an apple box like they do on TV.
All right. So anyway, Gabby, I'm coming for you.
Hey.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
You're going to Milan. That's coming, whatever.
I'll tell you what. In Milan, if you're going to have your fiance, husband, whatever, sitting in the chair commenting, I'm going to have to bring my person in there to comment as well.
Who's
and
that?
that is Johnny Weir in his kimono. Yes. That's who's going to be on my team.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm
like
Team
that.
Johnny Weir. 5x4, yeah!
Common Man and T-Bone have very little value unless they're telling you about all the crap they can shove in your mouth so you can die quicker. It's time for Fat Boy Food Tip. Wait, how do you want me to say it? Tip? This is dumb. I quit.
Sponsored by Metal Supermarkets. Visit metalsupermarkets.com/Columbus for all your metal needs.
All right, the Clippers are starting up their regular season. They have several food things that are new this season, in addition to, like Diamond Dog Night. They're having 12 Diamond Dog Nights. Here's some of the stuff that they have new this year, Bone. You ready?
Yeah.
I got fried bologna sandwiches.
Oh,
that sounds delicious.
I like that. That sounds good.
Just $4. That's a pretty good deal.
That's a great deal.
Corn dogs. They have pierogies. See, I hate when they do this. It says 8 deep-fried pierogies are a shareable snack. Don't tell me what to share.
Stop.
If I want to eat all 8 pierogies, I eat all 8 pierogies.
M&M's doing that now with the shareable bag. No, it's not. It's like your king-size bag of candy. I will eat that how I want to eat it. You don't judge. Don't tell me what's shareable.
Those are $15 in the Hall of Fame bar.
Oh, that's the price of a shareable. Yeah.
You can get a Sloppy Joe. Do we want a Sloppy Joe?
No. I'm not a big, I'm not a big loose meat sandwich guy, but I don't want that at a ball game.
I do like the loose meat, but I don't know how that would do at the ball game. Sloppy Joes come with tater tots, are available at ballpark concession stands for just $8. Now, here's where we get a little bit too fancy. Or we overthink things a little bit. Country fried steak and gravy.
Mm-hmm.
I like country fried steak. I don't want to eat country fried steak at the baseball game.
Well, yeah. I mean, how are you going to... That's usually something you'd use a knife and fork to cut and eat. You're doing that like when it's August and it's 87 degrees out in the evening? Like that...
It is a piece of tenderized beef that's breaded and deep fried, comes with peppery white gravy, is served with a side of steak fries for $11.50. Also, we have Bang Bang cauliflower. If you're not eating fish or...
Like a Bang Bang shrimp, essentially? Is that the idea?
Yes. But they're $16.50 for Bang Bang cauliflower. Here's what's confusing to me, though. Look, fish is fish. You're paying for fish. You're paying for the protein. I get it. But the Bang Bang shrimp po' boy, which is also being offered, is $16.
Okay.
50 cents cheaper than the cauliflower.
What?
And the country fried steak and gravy comes with fries, and it's $11.50. Why is the most expensive thing on this menu cauliflower?
Cauliflower, as you've often pointed out, doesn't have a face. Like, things that have a face cost more because you have to catch them, like shrimp. You have to go out and find a bunch of shrimp in a boat, and then you have to wrangle them and put a net around them and then drag them back to...
Who's in that?
My gal.
I remember back in my day, you went to the ballpark, you had ballpark food.
Yeah.
Right? We're not eating cauliflower. This is America.
Yeah.
All right, I don't want cauliflower in my ball game.
No, I want cauliflower in my ears.
Yeah. Like a collegiate wrestler.
Speaking of.
That's right.
You weren't here last week. I brought this up that I watched some of the collegiate wrestling. I was barely here last week, but when I was here, I brought up I watched some of that.
I wasn't here at all.
NCAA championship
We're
wrestling
not here today.
No. But I watched that NCAA wrestling, and I realized this is what it feels like when you are someone who doesn't know sports. Because I watched that and said, I have no clue what's going on. Which I know some people think I don't know that about regular sports, but like I can watch a baseball game and say, I got you. This guy's trying to move the runner over. That's why he's trying to, hit it to this opposite
but the
field,
wrestling
whatever.
fans know what's going on. They're hip to all the nuance.
I know, but I feel like that is where I learned what it must be like to be someone who watches the Super Bowl for the first time. Or like they come around just for the Super Bowl and they go, why is it a first down? What does this mean? Because they're not familiar with sports. When I watch that and I see two guys and that one's got the other in a bear hug around the waist and they're both standing there and they're like, oh my God, he's doing it. And they're losing their minds. I have no concept of what's going on.
It's like me watching cricket.
Yeah.
I stood there for
Just don't
2
know what it
hours.
is.
I thought if I stood there long enough, I'd figure out what the hell they're doing. Guess what?
No.
Never did.
No.
All right, it's spring ball. Buckeyes doing spring ball. Ryan Day speaking. You will hear from the coach coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Stop and go traffic is causing about a 10-minute delay on westbound 670 between 315 and I-70. And we've got slower traffic on eastbound 70 on the east side between Livingston Avenue and 33. This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Hey, Ohio State fans. While others cut corners, like that team up north, Valvoline Instant Oil changes Buckeye-level quality. And you can stay in your car while their experts do the work. Drive in today. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Here's 3 reasons to buy your Blue Jackets ticket plans for the 25-26 season. 1, pick your seat and pick your games. 2, plans start at just 11 games. 3, priority access to Stanley Cup playoff tickets. Act now. Visit bluejackets.com/tickets.
You know that project you've been working on? Just chipping away at it, dreaming of the day you get to show it off? Then, when you're least expecting it, cancer. And finishing that project actually happens. I would know. I've been restoring this car for years, and today I'm giving it to my granddaughter. It's her 16th birthday and 2 years since my cancer diagnosis.
Mom, you finished it?
Happy birthday, boo-boo. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Sometimes you don't realize something was bothering you
Until it's gone.
That's how you're going to feel
After we work our magic at your house.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Common Man here for Weed Man. I always have the greenest lawn in the neighborhood. It's luscious. I swear by 2 things, water and Weed Man. Weed Man is locally owned and operated by Corbin and Audrey. They will make sure your lawn is weed-free and looking gorgeous. Of course, they get rid of weeds, but they also do aeration, mosquito control, grub control, crabgrass prevention, and flea and tick control for your 4-legged friends. For a free quote, give them a call, 614-733-3747, weedmanusa.com. Tell them Common Man sent you.
I can't wait to meet her. Oh my gosh.
Put your hands together for new Dr. Pepper Blackberry and Dr. Pepper Blackberry Zero Sugar.
There she is! Woohoo! Yeah! It's full Dr. Pepper!
With sweet blackberry flavor!
Dr. Pepper Blackberry, I'm obsessed with your succulent taste. Please marry me!
No! Marry me! Marry me or I'm gonna freak out!
Try new Dr. Pepper Blackberry.
It's a pepper thing!
He shoots, he scores! No matter your sport, it's a great time of year to be a fan. But the fun stops when you or a loved one can't control your gambling. At Maryhaven, we're here to help. Whether it's gambling, drugs, alcohol, or mental health, you don't have to go it alone. With in-person, virtual, and group options, Maryhaven meets you where you are. Always judgment-free. Go to maryhaven.com today. That's maryhaven.com.
The Jackets are fighting for a playoff spot, and they need your help. Send your supportive love waves through the radio by listening to Jackets coverage here on The Fan. If they lose, it's your fault. No pressure. The Fan.
Hey, it's Anthony. Of course, I sit and do the show 3 hours a day. But after that, I'm looking to get things done and enjoy the spring weather. So I want to be on my feet a lot, playing golf, working out, just moving around. I was introduced to the Good Feet store because my feet were aching way too often. And what I found there is a 3-step custom arch support system that has me feeling awesome. My personally fit arch supports have helped realign my feet, reposition my body into a more ideal position, and not only that, strengthen my feet to help support me. It's made all the difference in how I feel every day. The Good Feet store is going to help you where you need relief and find the arch supports that work best for you. And when you wear them as a system, their arch supports are more effective at long-term pain reduction and elimination. So go in, take the free test walk. Good Feet arch supports are immediately available. Their products are proudly made in the USA. They're on Polaris Parkway and on Stringtown Road in Grove City or at goodfeet.com.
April 6th at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Rewards members get $5 off an acai bowl or an acai bowl with Nutella. Log into the app on April 6th to redeem your rewards. Terms and conditions apply.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A nice night for baseball as the Clippers open their season. We'll see plenty of sunshine, light winds, and temperatures in the low 50s. Down to the low 40s overnight with a mild wake out for your Wednesday morning. A scattered shower or thunderstorm midday Wednesday. High temperatures in the upper 70s by the afternoon with a better chance of strong storms Wednesday night. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Come for the obesity, stay for the anger. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
I want to talk to you about my friends at Tri-State Men's Health. You know, ED, erectile dysfunction, that is not the problem that the elephant had at the zoo when I went to visit last weekend. But it is a problem in relationships. It's an intimacy destroyer. Easy for me to say. Research shows that men can draw apart from their partners when ED affects their sex life. The condition causes stress, anxiety, and depression. Even worse, a man's partner can even blame themselves when the ED becomes a problem. Don't have it become a problem. Go see my friends at Tri-State Men's Health. If you're like a lot of men, you could be having hibbity-dibbity time the day after your appointment. Call them today, 800-900-9654, or visit tristatemenshealth.com. Promo code ELEPHANTDONG. Elephant Dong.
I don't know. Try it out, I guess. Is there a website? Is that where you go?
Well, it's tristatemenshealth.com, but I just want you to call the number.
Oh.
You just call the number and scream at them.
Scream
hello, Tri-State Men's Health. You just scream Elephant Dong. And they say, oh, yes, we'll take great care of you.
Then our boss, Fish, who lives right next door, runs over and says, I heard my signal. Apparently I'm here.
That's like the bad signal for him.
He's like, you rang? Yes, I'm here.
Ryan Day, speaking with the media, of course, it is spring practice time, and they're trying to figure out which quarterback will be the starting quarterback. Here is Ryan Day talking about his impressions of the quarterback room.
It depends on when you ask. I think, right now, I guess, I remember when I was in the NFL, I'd listen to some of these scouts talk about players, and they never wanted to show their hand, so they make comments like mixed bag to the negative. That's the way I'd feel coming off the field today. But there's been really good progress in that room. All three of them, I can, recognize that there's been growth in all areas, and then there's other moments where they have 2 or 3 plays in a row that I just we all get frustrated, but we're going to keep coaching them and keep pushing them. I think that they have the right attitude. I think they have a growth mindset in that they come in every day and put the work in, the preparation in. They just need more and more reps, so we got to give it to them. And I think going into the spring, or at least coming off of last year, thinking about the spring, I felt like, boy, we really need to be smart about what we do this spring. Need to cut back on the spring, and then as you get into it and you realize, a lot of the new faces, I realize we need more and more reps. So, we're trying to do that as best we can, but also keeping the guys healthy. Today was a helmets practice. The next 3 this week will be padded. And a big part of that is learning how to practice with each other to keep guys healthy so we can get these guys more and more reps. And I think they just need more and more reps. But there's certainly growth there. We're certainly not where we need to be, but we're getting there.
You and I were asked the question before spring ball started, what are the chances that Ryan Day names a starting quarterback by the end of the spring?
Right.
And you and I both looked at each other and said, no chance in hell. And after listening to that audio, there's even less of a chance in hell.
No. And by the way, I mean, what has happened with Ryan Day in his tenure here that has had you have any indication that he's going to come out of spring ball and say, yes, I've seen enough. This is the guy. Like, that's not how Ryan Day acts.
The veteran that transferred in last year.
Right.
He played a lot of football. Everybody knew he was going to be the starting quarterback. And even then, he wouldn't name Will Howard the starting quarterback.
No. And coming off of a national championship, it obviously has worked out for him that he has been able to not name the starter coming out of spring camp, at least not publicly. Who knows behind the scenes what they're saying? I understand that, and we all know Julian Sayin is probably the guy, right? That's the consensus thought around everyone who covers this team, and most Buckeye fans, I think, believe that. But the reality is Ryan Day has had opportunities in the past to do this, like you said last year, didn't do it. And last year he ended up winning a national championship with that approach. He may be very well telling these guys behind the scenes, you're all getting equal reps, but maybe he goes Julian Sayin and says, you're the guy, but I can't let that out yet. I genuinely think Ryan Day likes this process of weeding it out, taking his time, and having all his options on the table as they get to fall camp. So, yeah, I don't expect any change in that this year as well.
I do want to hear what Ryan Day says about this. So, Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, he came out not too long ago, said spring ball is dumb and that he wants to do it more like the NFL. He wants to bring in another school and scrimmage against them and then play some sort of game in the spring. So he said that, and then Fran Brown, is that his name?
Fran Drescher, your guy.
The head coach at Syracuse who doesn't wash his balls.
That's right, because he said if he doesn't win, he doesn't deserve to be washed.
Right, he doesn't deserve to be clean, so he doesn't shower after he loses games. He said, I'll come. Well, I guess they put this to the NCAA, and the NCAA came out the other day and said, request denied.
And then
I don't know why we have to listen to the NCAA.
Syracuse said, anyway, we're getting on our plane and flying to Colorado. Do something about it.
Well, whatever. So Ryan Day was asked about this question. Other teams have been asked about, what about bringing another team in and scrimmaging with them, practicing against them? Here's what Ryan Day had to say.
I think if teams, want to do that, then I think, the Rules Committee should take a look at that and allow folks to do that if that's what they want to do. For us, I'd be concerned about the health, because when you practice, there's certain rules of engagement that have to happen. And so one of the things we really have to teach our players is how to practice. And, 7-on-7 teamwork, if we're not tackling people to the ground, what is the tempo? When you start talking about thud and different things, and we don't take side shots, and when, receivers are in the air, we don't take their legs out and do those types of things. I'd be very, very concerned with practicing against another team when the rules of engagement aren't clear. Or you're not going against one of your teammates that you're trying to take care of. I think we all understand what that could be like, but when you're playing now a 16-game season, I feel like we need to do a little bit better job of making sure, especially with a 105-man roster it looks like that we're headed towards here this summer, the health is one of the most important things we head into the preseason. So for me right now, it's not something that I would consider, but for those who want to do it, I think they should be able to.
I know there are, thank you, Teddy. I know there are inherent risks about, like you said, other teams coming in, maybe taking a shot, maybe they practice the way that you don't practice. But to me, the answer is very simple. Whoever comes in here to play Ohio State, they probably come in here and get a little bit of a paycheck like they would for a game. And also the rules of engagement are you do what we tell you to do. You practice how Ryan Day and the Buckeye staff wants you to practice.
Yeah, I mean, that's reasonable to think that could happen, but the reality probably is, and I get what Ryan Day's saying here, when they teach their players how to do this, there is an expectation from all those OSU guys, hey, if you do this, you're going to be in trouble, right? You don't tackle this way, you don't do that, whatever. But another team can come in, all those coaches can say to their players, listen, we are not going to do any of the stuff we do in our practices. Ryan Day has put the rules out here. Ohio State has put the rules out there. But like if, let's say they bring in a Memphis or a Tulsa or whoever, and they come up to scrimmage, what stops like a linebacker, even though his coaches are telling him not to do it, from another team who doesn't have any reason to respect Ryan Day or listen to Ryan Day or
going to go rogue?
Rules? Well, what if he, goes like Spielman in the playoffs or something and just decides, I got to make the team. I got to show that I can play. And then that ends up getting you an injury. I can understand why he would say, we're not sure about that risk. We spend a lot of time teaching our guys how to do this. If other schools have different rules, someone goes rogue, you can't control that.
Fair enough. I understand that. But also, what do we hear all the time? NIL, fundraising, was it spring practice or was it fall camp where they had the NIL, come on down, VIP?
Oh, yeah. I think they did it for fall camp, maybe for spring too, but definitely for fall.
I forget. But if you can bring another team in, I assume that would make the spring more valuable, right?
Yeah.
From a ticket standpoint, and maybe that makes NIL more valuable. I don't know. I'm grasping at straws here. Actually, if they're going to do something like this, it would make more sense for the Buckeyes to do something like this in fall camp. Because normally what you have is you have a couple of crappy preseason games, air quotes, to get you ready for the big game on your schedule. Don't look now, kids, but Texas is week 1. Right. You know, if you bring competition in during fall camp, all of a sudden that sort of acts as your preseason instead of just playing against yourselves.
That's an interesting thought, and I'm going to throw out an idea here that, by all means, you can call it dumb. It may be dumb, but I'm just going to ask this question. We'll throw it out there. Is there a rule saying? Well, I guess there's no rules for this because it's not even allowed by the NCAA technically. But
who cares what's allowed by the NCAA? Jim Harbaugh can take his entire team to the Vatican.
You're right.
For some sort of team building thing. That's allowed by the NCAA. But
apparently,
you know, Bowling Green or something coming in here to scrimmage.
That would be, by the way, my guy Eddie George. That would be something. I'd watch that.
They'd have to keep you away.
Oh, you know that. I'm already
rubbing oil on his bald head.
That's exactly right. But what about if they just brought in a team like whoever, Bowling Green or something, put in the shoe and said, we're going to scrimmage, and it's going to be a real scrimmage. There's going to be, officials and scoreboard, and it's 2 teams playing against each other. Oh, by the way, we're playing a half or a quarter, or it's a running clock. And then you could treat it more like an NFL preseason game where you put your starters out there for a series or 2. Everybody gets some live contact. You get to run some very base concepts. But it just gets you a little bit into the flow of playing against other guys. You're right. Late in the preseason, that might be more beneficial, especially in fall camp. That could be a way that you do that.
Never say never, though, man. I mean, I didn't think we'd be at this point. And Deion Sanders is talking about the pro aspect of it. They do this in the NFL. And a lot of people say, that's not college. Look around.
Right.
A lot of the stuff we're doing is not college.
No,
if there's an opportunity to get better from it on the field and make some more money off the field, you watch these teams line up and do it.
The amount of players that you see doing commercials now that obviously couldn't do those before, the amount of guys that show up to a school with their Lamborghini already parked in the garage, that's also not the way it used to be done.
Who's the guy that got was it the Lambo and another car stolen out of the dorm parking lot?
Was it Carson Beck?
I think you're right. The former Georgia
guy is now at Miami.
That's right.
Because he had 2 cars in the garage that were both primo cars. I think one or both of them got stolen.
Yes. Maybe your vanity license plate shouldn't say QB1 on it. All right. The segment that's not a segment. Yikes! In 2 minutes, Colin Mann and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got a 5-minute delay due to an accident that's on the right shoulder of westbound 70. On the west side near Hague Avenue, it is stop and go from Mound Street. And we've got a 5-minute delay on westbound 670 between 33 and I-70. This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Springfest savings start now at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus save an additional $100 on every $1,000 you spend on select major appliances. Valid through 4/2. Selection varies by location while supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details and qualifying items. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. April's a great time to spruce up around your house, like getting rid of those old, ugly, drafty, hard-to-open windows and starting fresh. Especially during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale going on now. There's no limit to how much you could save, and if you buy a house full of windows, they'll include a free entry door, too. Plus, with 0% financing, 0 down, and no monthly payments, you could get new windows and pay nothing until 2027. How do they do it? Well, Window Nation partners with the top window manufacturers in the nation to build windows to their high-quality specs. Then they pass the savings on to you. You'll protect your home with some of the best windows you can buy at a fraction of the price of those other brands. Just imagine what you could do with all that extra money. Hurry, the sale ends soon, so don't miss your chance to take advantage of the Buy 4, Get 4 free and pay nothing until 2027. Schedule your estimate right now at 866-90NATION or visit windownation.com. One more time, that's buy 4, get 4 free from Window Nation. 866-90NATION or windownation.com.
Men over 40, struggling with low energy, not feeling like yourself. Low T Center's testosterone replacement therapy is the solution. Get started today. Visit one of their conveniently located clinics, meet a medical provider, and get back to feeling your best. This April only, the consultation is free. Treatment is tailor-made just for you, and it's covered by most major insurance. Get treated at one of the Low T Centers or from home. Why wait? Book your appointment now at lowtcenter.com. That's lowtcenter.com.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
You wanted the best. Instead, you got these two. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Hey, 3 hours a day, every single day. We're here.
Hey.
Tell your friends. Tell them how stupid we are. Are you ready for some yikes?
I've never been more ready, Mike.
All right. The Yankees had themselves a hell of a weekend against Milwaukee. Maybe it's the torpedo bats. We'll talk about that later. But more likely, it was just a sucky weekend for the Brew. How sucky? Well, opening day, Yankees beat the Brew 4-2. No shame in that. Opening day at Yankee Stadium, that's a tough ask. Saturday, the Yankees scored 20 runs on 9 homers. Yikes. Nestor the Molester gave up 3 homers on 3 straight pitches. Yikes. Sunday, slight improvement. Brew only gave up 12 runs on only 4 homers. Yikes. And if that wasn't enough of a kick in the sack, the Brew now have 6 starting pitchers on the injured list. Yikes.
The MotoGP series, the premier motorcycle racing series in the world, stopped by the Circuit of Americas down in Austin. Beginning of the race was marred by rain. Unfortunately, didn't just mar the start of the motorcycles, but also marred the start for the safety car. Yikes. The car, thank you.
Sorry, a little late on that.
Geez. The car, which happens to be a BMW, unfortunately tried to make a hairpin turn just a little too fast. The driver overcorrected, couldn't catch himself, ended up hitting the wall, debilitating the car. A wrecker had to come out and get the car. When you're the safety car for a race, probably the best thing to do on a pace lap is to not wreck. Yikes.
My Reds.
It's quite the pause there, Teddy.
You all right?
It's quite the pause. It's good radio.
My Reds, they got off to a slow start this season after losing 2 out of 3 games to the Giants. Yikes.
You're right.
I was listening to the radio broadcast, and they mentioned this interesting stat about the Reds. They've lost 32 consecutive series after losing the first game of a series. Yikes. So, moving forward, I suggest they not lose the first game of a series so we can win more games and series. Yikes.
Things are apparently not going well for QVC. They want to expand more into the social realm to sell their products to attract more young people. Perhaps not framing everything you sell for a 60-year-old woman isn't the best business model for expansion. But what the hell do I know? It came out this weekend that they're firing 900 employees as part of the restructuring. Yikes. Here's the real yikes thing for me, though. That only represents 5% of their workforce. Did anyone know that home shopping employed so many people? I sure as hell didn't. Anyway, go buy some cheap sheets from them because I need your help. Yikes.
Cheap sheets, okay.
Cheap sheets.
Is that 900 employees also like their warehouse people or
I
something?
don't know, but even that, 900 employees only represent 5% of their workforce.
That is insanity. Arkansas collapsed against Texas Tech in the Sweet 16 Thursday night. ESPN's First Take asked whether John Calipari deserves more credit or criticism for his first season and getting the team to the NCAA tournament. The Razorbacks had a good season there. Stephen A. Smith, while discussing John Calipari, said, quote, "He's going to be able to recruit better than anybody ever has there outside of Mr. 40 Minutes of Hell himself, the late, great Nolan Richardson. God rest his soul." Problem is, Nolan Richardson is 83 years old and very much not dead. Yikes. Now, Mike, you and I make this mistake.
Do it all the time
on this
all the
show.
time.
We are not piling on Stephen A. It's an easy mistake to make in our business.
I actually thought Nolan Richardson was dead.
No, let him live. We're glad he's alive. But Stephen A., when he came back to the next break, he said, look, I know he's alive. I know he's alive. I don't know why I said that. Like almost insinuating he talks to Nolan Richardson on a daily basis or something. Just admit you got it wrong. You don't know this guy that well, and that's okay. Yikes.
Stephen A. Smith is so powerful at ESPN. in order to preserve his accuracy, he had Nolan Richardson murdered.
That's right.
So now technically he is dead, and Stephen A. is correct.
I mean, that's the way ESPN protects the brand. You're right.
Teddy?
I have a Yikes gambling moment for you. Yesterday, I had a bet on the Timberwolves' Dante DiVincenzo to score 15 and 20 points in the game. I also had a bet on the Pistons' Ronald Hollis to score 10 and 15 points in the game. Well, early in the second quarter, they decided to fight each other. Yikes. And they were both ejected from the game. Yikes. So, all my bets for those guys went down as losses because they're idiots. Yikes.
So wait, hold on, Teddy. So you had, just so people understand in gambling, you can bet on a player to score 10 points and then score 15 points. Those are separate bets.
Yeah.
And you did that for not one, but two guys in the same game.
Yeah, you're laddering those guys.
Right. And then those guys fought each other, and you lost all four of those bets.
That is correct.
Wow, that's an ultimate bad beat right there.
An old woman in Romania went down to the stream, found a big-ass rock, brought it home, and used it as a doorstop for years. This rock weighed nearly 8 pounds. Turns out, wasn't a rock. Well, it was, but it was a giant chunk of amber.
My gal.
Just some gal named Amber or tree sap worth over $1 million. Yikes. She even had jewel thieves randomly burglarize her home during that time, and they didn't take the rock because they didn't know what it was. Yikes. So she dies.
Okay.
Never knowing what she had. Then a relative inherited it, got it appraised. The rest is history. If you find yourself in Romania, and we all will at some point in our lives, right?
Sure.
It's in a museum there in a town name that I cannot pronounce, but 1 million pound, not 1 million pound, 8 pound amber rock, $1 million. God bless. Yikes.
The Xfinity Series, that's NASCAR's minor league racing series, was at Martinsville. In the final lap of that race, Sammy Smith ran up to the leader, Taylor Gray, and just smashed him right in the rear quarter panel, just flattened him, put him in the wall. Unfortunately, while bumping him out of the way, that was a terrible move by that driver. Smith also got collected in the multi-car crash that he caused. Everyone got involved in this. It was a huge wreck. Austin Hill drove past the fray and won the race. Well, this racing was deemed to be so bad by NASCAR fans that there was an outrage online, to the point that the next day on Sunday's NASCAR Cup race at Martinsville as well, on the broadcast, play-by-play announcer Mike Joy, who's a legend and also has the personality of wet tapioca pudding, noted that this was not an isolated case of racing too aggressively. He said, these Xfinity drivers, it's a dumpster fire. He said, I said it was a dumpster fire. It's not. A dumpster fire is contained. That series is not contained right now. Also, Kevin Harvick, former series champion, said, it's not what we all want to watch in the racing we were brought up in. It's unfortunate we had to watch all of that. Bad when the entire sport says you suck. Yikes.
Michigan State lost to Auburn and the Elite Eight, which means that the Big Ten national title drought in men's basketball will extend to 25 years. Yikes. The conference, they've made it to several Final Fours and title games, but they haven't been able to win the title. Yikes. So every school, they need to get better players, which means they need to start spending more money, or they won't be, getting any titles, snapping that title drought anytime soon. Yikes.
I don't understand that. I don't care why we care as Buckeye fans that the Big Ten hasn't won a national championship. That doesn't affect the way that Jake Diebler goes out and does his job, right? My wife comes in while I'm watching the Michigan State game and says, we're rooting for Michigan State. I said, why are we rooting for Michigan State? Because they're in the Big Ten. I don't care.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Well, I guess the reasoning might be, I care in this way. Because some fans will look at, take Jake Diebler out of it, just any first-year coach, and say, wow, it's tough to win the Big Ten. It's a really tough conference. It's one of the best basketball conferences out there, blah, blah, blah. I would say it's a very tough conference physically. It's a very good basketball conference. It's not great. Mike, if they haven't won a championship in 25 years in football in the Big Ten, we're not calling the Big Ten an elite football conference, are we?
No, I know, but I don't necessarily think we have to call it an elite basketball conference. It is what it is. No, doesn't stop your team from trying to win a title.
No, you're right, and that shouldn't lower your expectations for Ohio State basketball or anything else. What I'm saying is it is a bizarre thing that has not happened given how good the basketball is reported to be here in the Big Ten. But, they've been close. They had, Purdue had Zach Edey, right? And they had, they got to the national championship game. Yeah, he's
By the way,
he's great.
Speaking of that, Teddy, didn't you say that Purdue has some big, large guy that's in the portal now?
Yeah, 7'2" guy from Sweden. Jeez.
What's his name?
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
All right, we got to get him.
Big guy.
I don't care what his name is. Put him in the paint.
Did you see that guy from Florida, Olivier Rioux? We've talked about this guy before. He's 7'9".
My God.
Yeah. This guy, because Florida obviously is in the Final Four. They won their game, so now they're going to the Final Four. They cut down the nets. They have the ladder sitting there with the scissors on top so player can climb up, coach can climb up, cut the nets down. Olivier Rioux, he's a freshman. I think he's redshirt. He doesn't even play. He goes over to the ladder, just reaches up on top of it, grabs the scissors, grabs the net. He's standing on the floor, cuts a piece off, walks away, puts the scissors back. No ladder needed. That's where we're at now.
Can you imagine? Speaking of elephant dong.
Oh.
Can you imagine what he's packing?
I took a look at Baines in the shower. He looks like all of Australia. He is really put together.
I can't stop using that in everyday life.
Oh,
every situation. He is really put together. I don't do the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I'll end it like that.
I bet you Olivier Rioux has a huge appendix.
Oh, it's bigger
it's bigger than
a pinky finger.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he's just a bigger guy. They said one pinky finger, so
no. Your engorged one. How big was your engorged?
It was like 3 of them. So,
yeah,
Yeah.
Ryu. From Street Fighter 2. And Florida basketball. All right. Ryan Day lands a big-time commitment. Details coming up next. Colin Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got some slow traffic that's causing a 5-minute delay on eastbound 70 on the east side between James Road and 270. And there's a 10-minute delay on eastbound 33 between Refugee Road and Bixby Road. This report paid for by Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose. Want to make a difference and help ensure Ohio's primary election is secure and accessible? Serve as a poll worker on May 6th by signing up at voteohio.gov. You'll even be paid for your service. Learn more at voteohio.gov. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Hey, Kroger shoppers, get ready for Customer Appreciation Week happening March 26th through April 1st. We've packed 7 days with amazing deals. And if you're a Boost member, you can save even more. Get excited and get ready to save. Thanks for being such an awesome customer. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Customers can save big on Kroger brand pasta and Kroger brand broth. Select varieties are only 99 cents each with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Buckeye Lake Marina Open House is finally here, April 11th through the 13th. Huge indoor showroom. Register to win prizes. They've got a boat for everyone. So come on down and find your next dream boat at Buckeye Lake Marina. The good life, the lake life, starts at Buckeye Lake Marina.
The Roofing Guys are your locally owned, trusted family business right here in Central Ohio. They've been hammering quality and service through the roof for over 25 years, offering professional services in roofing, siding, gutters, and more. Contact them at theroofingguys.com. That's theroofingguys.com.
The Columbus Men's Clinic opened in 2014 for guys who get it done. Let's talk, fellas. You solve problems all day at work. You fix your sink when it's broken. But when it comes to ED and low T, it doesn't get done. We get it. You hate going to the doctor, but you're the guy that fixes things. At the Columbus Men's Clinic, there's nothing to fear and no reason to delay. We've been destroying bedroom boredom for a decade. So if you haven't fixed this, call us. When the pills fail, call us. If you feel like you've tried everything, call us. Here, there's hope. From the conventional to the next level. You'll be seen by our friendly, discreet physician who will take the time to listen. Imagine finally taking care of this with no surgery. Imagine going from feeling gray to living life in vibrant color. It's time to be confident. Join the thousands of guys who have found success after walking through our doors. Will you be one of them? Dial 614-300-7400 or go to columbusmensclinic.com to schedule a $99 male performance consultation, including blood work. Do it for you. Do it for her. columbusmensclinic.com. Book your appointment now.
Spring into a new vehicle at Crown Automotive Group of Dublin. Luxury, power, and adventure, all waiting for you. Explore our vast selection of exquisite Mercedes-Benz, the all-new rugged Ineos Grenadier, and the powerful lineup of Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram vehicles. Crown Automotive Group in Dublin is the only dealership in Columbus awarded a J.D. Power Dealer of Excellence for the customer sales experience. Visit Crown Automotive Group of Dublin on Perimeter Drive in Dublin or online at crowncarsdublin.com. Crown Automotive Group, the better way to buy.
After an audit of our programming, the suits here at The Fan decided we needed more baseball. And that common man is stupid. Good news. We fixed one of those problems. Catch the Reds on The Fan all season long. Yay, baseball.
Anthony Rothman here for Tel Ohio. Tel Ohio Credit Union has been financing dreams and fueling the local economy for 90 years. And as the #1 SBA lender among Ohio credit unions, learn why more than 3,000 business owners trust Tel Ohio. Visit telohio.org/business.
Yeah, boss asked us to get the Ohio Lottery kiosks ready for the new $20 scratch-off, $2 million extreme cash. With $38 million in total prizes, we had to go big. We had cup holders, monster truck tires, even installed air horns in case somebody reveals the extreme symbol and wins every prize on the scratch-off. Boss thinks the light show's a bit much, but gotta celebrate $2 million top prize winners somehow. So yeah, play $2 million extreme cash from the Ohio Lottery. And if you can tell my boss I did a good job, that'd be cool too. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Do your good-looking shoes hurt and you don't want to wear ugly shoes? At the Good Feet store, we can help you wear your heels, boots, and dress shoes again in comfort. Trade in your bad feet for good feet at the Good Feet store.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit CasterConnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution Specialists.
Attention. Please flip your listening device to the stupid setting. Thank you. You're listening to Man and Bone.
Hey, the Colts say that Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson will be splitting time, taking first-team reps.
That's good.
And the fans will be splitting time drinking poison.
Your guy's Teddy Poison. Love that band.
Big Poison fan, Teddy? You like the hard stuff or just slow it down like Every Rose?
No, I'd speed it up. Yeah.
Like, what's one of the other hits?
I can't think of anything. I'm blank right now.
Nothing but a good time. Isn't that one?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, there you go, Teddy. Yeah. Big Poison guy.
By the way, speaking of poison, I went to Arby's the other day. Okay. And I went with me and Samantha. We went to eat at the Arby's. I have no shame. I don't care.
Sure.
Went inside to eat at the Arby's.
Mm-hmm. Oh, like inside, not like the drive-thru.
By the way, guess the price, Timmy.
$20.
No, hold on. I didn't tell you what I ordered yet. Hold on. We got a beef and cheddar, just a regular beef and cheddar, no extra beef in there. Yeah. I made it a large combo, large curly fry, large drink, and I got Samantha a French dip sandwich, just a sandwich. $19.
Seriously?
$19.
Yeah, so that's only 3 things and then basically a combo and a sandwich.
That's $20 for 2 meals.
Ridiculous.
Well, that's how every place is right now.
Not even, I guess, 2 meals, right?
Unless you're buying for 8 or so, then you need $100.
But it's not even like 2 meals, I guess, because you just said you had sandwiches and then 1 fry, 1 drink.
I'm glad you went into the dining room.
I'd love to go into the dining room.
Nobody dines enough. You should go inside and eat. It's the way to do it.
And so I was in there, and they're pumping out country music in there.
Oh, your favorite?
No, hold on a second now. Because there's lots of things that I didn't like when I was a kid that I've grown to enjoy. Like coconut. Hated it.
Really?
When I was a kid. Now, just give me as much coconut as you possibly can. I'll take a Mars bar right now.
Okay.
Fantastic. So I'm thinking to myself, maybe if I sit down and give this a shot, and I had to because they were playing COL or something. I'm going to listen to these songs, and maybe I'm going to have a newfound affinity for country music. 3 songs played.
Okay.
Each one was worse than the next.
Really?
It sucked. I don't know how you listen to this crap. I really don't.
Do you remember what you were listening to?
I don't know. One I think was it Jayson Aldean?
Oh, I don't. Not my guy.
Fly over states.
He's a piece of garbage.
Well, whether he's a piece of garbage or not, I thought the song sucked.
Yeah, well, that's fine. He's not one of my favorite country artists of the ones that I know. He's not He's not my guy, but whatever.
You don't like him?
No.
Timmy, you a fan of the country?
I mean, I guess you're not going to Superfest with me after all.
No, I'm not
are
going
you?
to Superfest with you.
We're not doing that.
You like it?
What? No, Sarah likes it a little bit. Well, what about some of the twangier guys?
Yeah,
they're all twangy.
Well,
like Brooks and Dunn.
Brooks and Dunn.
Yeah,
Brooks and Dunn. You know, little way down yonder in the Chattahoochee, it gets hotter than the hoochie coochie.
That's not Brooks and Dunn.
Yes, it is.
No, that's Alan Jackson.
No, that's
right?
Brooks and Dunn.
Come on, that's Alan Jackson.
Yeah, that's Alan Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, fine.
Hey,
whatever.
Timmy,
whatever.
if you're going to be wrong, be stubborn about it.
It's
That's what I say.
They're all the same, right? It's country songs.
You know what it is,
You
though?
know what? Brooks and Dunn has a song that you would like. It's called Speed. It's more of a ballad, but it talks
that girl
about
from
like,
the bus.
No, it's like how fast will it go? He's talking about getting a car to drive away from his problems. 0 to 60, will it get me over her memories? Like it's a good broken love song. Like I think that's where country music can shine.
You know what it is, though?
You may not like it.
It's the sound of the Southern accent. I hate the sound of the Southern accent. If Gabby Thomas met me at the Olympics and said, "Come on, y'all, let's do it," I'd say pass.
Is that worse than a super hard Lakes accent? Oh my God.
It is worse. I would rather
so bad.
I would rather take a hardcore like Boston, New England accent.
Harder.
Faster.
Saw him in the shower.
Now, one thing I'll say for country music is it's a little unfair when people say country music. It's such a big genre because there are older country artists, there's newer country stuff, there's stuff that doesn't even sound like country music that plays on country stations. But like that's like when people talk about rock music and they'll say, I don't like rock music. And you say, oh yeah, what are some rock bands you don't like or whatever? And they'll say, oh, I don't know, like the Pixies or Nirvana or Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. That's all rock, and I don't like it. It's like those are
had to knock on wood.
Those are all very different bands. They're all technically, I guess,
someone who has
somewhere near
like
rock.
Kermit. Why did
Kermit's like all this like Jack?
That's not Kermit. That's Jack.
Never, it's like the Kemby Matumbo's here. Not today. Never had to knock on wood.
All right. If like Creedence Clearwater Revival and Green Day, those are both rock bands, but they're very different.
That is true.
There's a variance in country is what I'm saying. You might find there is something that you could get into.
I like Johnny Cash.
There you go.
But
that's country music.
Would you consider that country? Would
Johnny
you consider
Cash
that like
is-
Americana?
Johnny Cash is just talking.
So?
Like
So's Tony Bennett.
Yeah.
yes,
But
he
you know
is.
what?
Yes.
But that's okay. Johnny Cash.
Left my heart in San Francisco.
Right. It's a good gig if you can get it. Just
That's his
talking
song,
about
right?
music. Yes, that is his song. That's good. You got that one.
That's not Johnny Cash.
But you
right?
know, maybe that's what, because remember how we played that Joe West crappy country music thing that he did?
Oh, he was just
where he was
talking.
just talking over me. Maybe he thought he was like Johnny Cash or Tony Bennett, and then clearly he wasn't.
And I said, how old are you, son? He said, I'm 14. I said, yeah? What year were you born? 1952. I'm not too good at math, but I knew that couldn't be right because that was the year I was born.
By the way,
My
Boy
God.
Named Sue is a little bit better than that.
yeah, by the way, that song is called When I Was Born. Really kind of went subtle with the title. It's about being born when I was born.
All right,
Good
Ohio
name.
State has a new commitment. Blaine Bradford, 5-star safety, or 4-star depending on which service you're looking at, has committed to Ohio State. He is the number 1 rated safety in the class, number 23 prospect overall, and he is from Louisiana. He picked the Buckeyes over LSU and Texas and other hillbilly schools. He is in the 2026 recruiting class.
Yeah.
Let him live.
Hey, you know what? Number 1 safety in the class. Sign me up for that every year if you can get him, right? How big did you say this guy was?
6'1", 210.
That's good size.
Good size safety. This is a really good get for Ohio State.
Well,
They're
and then-
excited about him.
And he's 2026, so this is entering his senior year. He may get another inch or two growing up, as he gets
inches.
there. Yeah, right. Well, that's
Get
right.
inches.
Never had to knock on wood.
I don't think he sounds like that.
I didn't know we were going to hit the boss tones.
You're going to get it again.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it again.
You're starting to get a little bit into an Arnold almost with that. Yeah. Get to the chopper.
Who's your daddy?
What is that, Adnan?
I'm
and
going to
Arnold?
do it with the maid. I don't know. Now a Jersey accent showed up.
I was once the governor of California, and now that seems so normal compared to what's going on.
The NFL may go flex crazy Details coming up
PJ
next.
Flex.
Flexing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
PJ Fleck and the Flecktones.
Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should watch for an accident that's blocking the center lane and causing a 10-minute delay on southbound 71 on the north side at Spring Street. And you're looking at a 5-minute delay on westbound 270 on the north outer belt between 161 and Cleveland Avenue. This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Hey, Ohio State fans. While others cut corners like that team up north, Valvoline Instant Oil changes Buckeye-level quality. And you can stay in your car while their experts do the work. Drive in today. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Buy 5, save 5 deals are back at Meijer. Buy 5 or more and save $5 or more when you mix or match on items like Dannon Light and Fit Greek Yogurt 4-packs, 5-pound bags of Halo Mandarin oranges, assorted varieties of Kraft cheese, and select 12-packs of Coca-Cola and Pepsi products, plus deposit where applicable. Saving money during the Meijer Buy 5, Save 5 sale makes grocery shopping a good deal better. Exclusions apply. See all deals in-store or in the Meijer app.
Columbus knows what it takes to be a champion. Just like your favorite team, Caster Connection plays to win. Our heavy-duty casters and wheels offer unmatched durability and ergonomic performance from manufacturing and material handling and beyond. With an unrivaled online inventory and the best consultative experts in the industry, we'll help you find the right caster for any job. Shop now at casterconnection.com and save 10% on online orders with promo code ROLL10. Not a retail location.
Common Man and T-Bone here for the ESPN Bet Sportsbook inside Hollywood Casino Columbus. Bone, did you know that the college basketball championship game is coming?
That's right. You want to go to HollywoodColumbus.com to reserve a table and guarantee your spot for that, for the draft watch party, all kinds of good stuff. You know what draft?
What draft?
All the draft.
We can't say it, but it's a big draft.
Plus, with their Tea Time giveaway, you could win a golf cart or $10,000 in pen slot play Sunday, April 27th.
Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.50%, APR 6.56% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-THIRD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
There's a lot on the line in a divorce. Your home, savings, retirement, maybe even kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions it can take, you really need a partner you can count on. I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. We're committed to helping protect your personal interests and the life you've built. Don't let divorce take more than it has to. Talk to us today.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Columbus area attorneys. 10 West Broad Street, Suite 1550, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. CordellCordell.com.
Look, there's feelings, and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane, manual tasks, the fact is, you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business. And that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's RAMP.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members of FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Skyline nachos are back, and now there's a spicy version. Get them with Skyline's cheddar or habanero cheese, topped with fiery jalapeno slices. But hurry, Skyline's regular and new spicy nachos are only at participating restaurants for a limited time.
Hey friends, Austin Ward here.
Free for life. Just by saying that, you already know I'm referring to Awaken 180. They're the only company providing it. Fast, proven weight loss, and then keep it off thanks to free support for life. Awaken180weightloss.com.
1877X for kids. EGGSX for kids. 1877X for kids. Donate your eggs today.
Donate your eggs today at eggsforkids.org. That's eggs with an E. Your eggs, scrambled or not, can make a difference in the life of a child.
1877X for kids. Donate your eggs today.
Now also accepting donations of boats, homes, and eggs.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Paul Keels. Blue Jackets host Nashville tonight. Columbus remains 2 points out in the race for the final wildcard spot in the Eastern Conference with 10 games remaining. You can hear that 7 p.m. face-off right here on the Fan. College basketball center Aaron Bradshaw has entered the transfer portal after just one season at Ohio State. Meanwhile, Michi Johnson, who left the Buckeyes for personal reasons in December, intends to transfer back to South Carolina. He still needs a waiver for an additional year. Maryland has hired Buzz Williams away from Texas A&M to be their new head coach. Columbus Clippers with their home opener tonight at Huntington Park, 6:15 as they host St. Paul. Cincinnati Reds at home with Texas. Cleveland Guardians play the second of their series in San Diego. The NFL voting on multiple rule changes, including overtime, where both teams will each have a possession. This update brought to you by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com. Breaking sports news right here on The Fan.
Highly medicated, barely educated. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Jason's beef with our guy, Jayson Stark, coming up at 5:30. All right, NFL owners meetings. We're calling them the owners meetings, league meetings, whatever.
Yeah, whatever these are.
All the rich people are getting together in their meeting. They're talking about many things, including banning the tush push.
I don't. Okay.
Let me ask you a question, though. Does this make football less enjoyable to watch? Is it the NFL's responsibility, if the teams are not going to do it themselves, to say, well, we're just going to take this away from you? Kind of like the shift in Major League Baseball. We're going to allow you to stop it. We're going to allow you to work around it. But if you don't, then we have to step in and take it away.
Well, maybe it does make football unwatchable. I don't know. I mean, the ratings for the NFL would tell us that there's nothing that makes it unwatchable.
Unwatchable is the wrong term.
No. But to your point, like the hack-a-shack stuff, the shift back in the day, right, in baseball, they have kind of legislated those things out of those games because fans complained about it. And I guess I understand that a little bit. I have always been of the opinion, hey, if you don't like Shaq, if you don't like getting fouled a million times a game in crunch time, especially, make your free throws. If you, as a hitter, don't like it that they're shifting you, learn how to literally slap the ball to the opposite side of the field, and they will stop shifting on you. There were guys they didn't shift. Same thing with the tush push. Like, figure out a way to stop it. And if it's a player safety issue, right, if the NFL comes in and, like, concussions, I don't know.
Is it a player safety issue?
Well, I don't know. I'm saying if the argument is we have to stop this because guys are getting injured on this play, like with kickoffs or anything else, all right, then that's maybe a different thing. But it does seem like it's just teams that aren't having success stopping it or who can't execute it well themselves saying this has to be outlawed. And that I've never liked because I feel like that stifles innovation in the game. You have to figure out how to stop your opponent. And if they come up with an offense that in basketball is really good, triangle offense. Phil Jackson won multiple places running the triangle offense with different guys in different eras, and it worked. Should they have outlawed it because it was just very effective? No, defenses had to adjust and figure out how to stop it. I feel like that's where I am at on the tush push.
They're also talking about flexing. So they're voting on a measure that would change the league's flexible scheduling rules. A game can be moved from Sunday to Thursday with only 21 days notice. Currently, it's 28 days notice, so they cut it down by a week. Look, I understand that, first and foremost, the NFL is a television product. This is where they're making the majority of their revenue. I get it. And I also get that maybe flexing a Sunday game from 1 o'clock to 8 o'clock prime time may inconvenience some people, especially if you're going to the game with young kids. You don't want to be out that late, but at least that's the same day. Now we're talking about a Thursday flex. You buy a ticket on a Sunday at 1, and that game gets flexed to a Thursday night. I mean, there's a pretty good chance you're not going to be able to attend that game, right?
Oh, yeah.
At some point, don't you have to sort of look out for the fans that buy your tickets and not just the television audience?
In my mind, you do. That seems like a huge disconnect from the fans that, support your league. And I know it's still, you have 3 weeks notice to get it changed around if you're going to plan on going to a Sunday game. But I don't know, man. How many people do you think percentage-wise, I'll ballpark it and say 75% of people who go to a Sunday NFL game don't have to take a day off work to go do that because they're not traveling far. They're from the area. They can drive up, drive back, or drive to whatever. They can do that all over the weekend on Saturday or Sunday, whenever the game is, usually Sunday, especially if it's a 1 o'clock.
Yeah, if you're a Buckeye fan, a Central Ohio fan of the Browns.
Oh, yeah.
Or the Bengals, you buy tickets for a Sunday game. You don't just assume you can go on Thursday night.
Right. And then if you are going to go on Thursday night, you're not just taking, in at least Central Ohio's case, you're not taking a day off. You're probably taking 2 because you got to drive down Thursday and then either drive back super late at night or probably get a hotel room, come back the next morning, and then you're missing a couple days of work.
The good news is nobody works on Friday.
Yeah.
We discovered that last week.
Yeah.
Friday's an optional work day.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Today
is too.
Around. Oh, hey, what are you going to do?
Nothing.
All I know is that for me, the NFL seems to be so unconcerned with their audience. And maybe they have not a right to be, but maybe they are right in their thinking for that, because we have long discussed that. I keep using this example. I'll use it again. If the NFL said, hey, all the league ticket prices are going up $50 in each market next year, also you have to stab yourself in the leg to get into an NFL game, there would be a line of people buying NFL letter openers to stab themselves in the leg with their favorite team's logo on it for the privilege of going to an NFL game. It doesn't matter what this league does. You can change anything with this game and people go.
I saw an interview with one of the Chiefs fans during that, was it the AFC Championship game? Whenever the hell it was really cold out there.
Yeah, where they had the...
somebody had his toe amputated.
Right.
And they're saying, hey, do you regret going? I said, no, I totally do it again.
Again,
take my toe.
You laugh when I say stab yourself in the leg. This guy had a digit cut off of his body, and he's not Ronnie Lott trying to play for a Super Bowl ring. This is just a guy in the stands who could stay at home and watch it in better view.
If you could guarantee the Browns win a Super Bowl, how many toes would you voluntarily get amputated?
Oh man,
think about this.
See, I would you know what I would do too? I would take a middle toe off of each foot. I still have, or you know what? I don't know if the pinky toe is anything that we need. My pinky toe is like
tiny.
It's the size of an acorn. It doesn't, no, but it's not even like, I don't think it has all the phalange joints, like in your fingers, how your toes have, they bend. That pinky toe isn't bending. By the way, have you ever looked up LeBron's pinky toe?
No.
You should.
He's in those basketball shoes.
You should look it up right now.
I'm not going to look it up right now.
You have to.
Mike Tomlin was talking at the NFL owners meetings, and he said with a straight face that he's very excited to have Mason Rudolph back. And he's comfortable with Mason Rudolph if he turns out to be the starting quarterback.
Okay.
So you got Aaron Rodgers out there who's playing grab ass with everybody. I don't know. Justin Fields goes to the Jets. Russell Wilson goes to the Giants. You've got this team that was a Super Bowl team, playoff team last season. They went and upgraded their wide receiver position, in theory, by getting DK Metcalf. And Mike Tomlin, with a straight face, is telling you that Mason Rudolph could be your starting quarterback. I assume not even the staunchest Mike Tomlin apologist. Steelers, everybody's so stable there. They make the playoffs every single year. All of those apologists, you can't possibly look at this situation and say, this is working out well. Unless, I guess, Old Man River, the ayahuasca crap bag, comes in and saves all of this.
Yeah, and I don't even understand how that's your plan, right? I get it if Steelers fans are mad, the ones who are frustrated because they haven't won a Super Bowl since 2008. Now, they have a big history of winning and all that. I would gladly trade with you as a Browns fan. I'm super jealous, but you are talking about an organization that with Aaron Rodgers, what are the options here with him? If that's who you're really waiting on, because I'm with you.
Who else are you waiting on?
Well, I don't know. I'm saying if Aaron Rodgers is your guy, it's like, number one, he may just choose to retire. That's one very likely outcome of this. He could just decide, never mind, I don't want to do it. Two, he could decide he wants to play, and then within a few weeks of the season get hurt because he has been injured before in a pretty significant way. He's an older player. He's not a guarantee to even finish a season for you. Three is he could be fully healthy for you and then very likely will still be awful.
Yeah.
So that's your optimal plan? You're hoping for that as a Steelers fan? I could totally get the Steelers fans who are frustrated by that and say that's not good enough.
Yankees had a big weekend. They kicked the crap out of the Milwaukee Brewers, and a lot of people are making a big deal out of their torpedo-shaped bats. So essentially what they did, they had an analytics guy on the staff, and they said some of the players are not barreling up the ball. They're not hitting the ball on the barrel of the bat. So, we can't teach them anything. So what we'll do is we'll alter the barrel of the bat. We'll move it around. Now, there are rules to how much the bat weighs and all that crap in Major League Baseball, and it seems like they have adhered to all of these rules. But a lot of people are looking at this situation over the weekend saying, see, Yankees, we got to change the rule. It was 3 games. Let's see how this plays out. They played an awful Brewers team, which, by the way, in their first 4 games, Brewers are 0-4. They have been outscored by their opponents 47-16. 47-16.
Yeah, it could be just that in that game you had a combination of really good lineup, really bad pitching.
And bad pitching.
And some guys who obviously are getting a little bit more of the where the barrel on their bat is now on the actual ball. Could be a combination of all that, but the people who think this is like a magic wand and now it's just going to revolutionize baseball.
All the teams know about it. They know what they're
Trevino
doing.
with the Reds was showing it off yesterday that he had his bat. Like, do you think these guys all just yesterday put it in order and today they have the bats? No, they tested these guys to figure out exactly where the barrel of the bat should be for each of them and kind of moved the wood around depending on how the guy hits. All I'm saying is this technology's been out there. They've all had it in spring training at the very least. You think they just started swinging this yesterday? So I don't think it's the big magic wand. Could be psychological for all we know, too. Maybe it helps these guys feel a little more confident at the plate.
We will ask Jayson Stark about it coming up at 5:30. Elon Musk is running the New York Jets. Details coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should watch out for an accident that's blocking the left lane on northbound 315 at Town Street. It's causing stop-and-go traffic from I-70. And we've got a 5-minute delay on southbound 270 on the East Outer Belt between Main Street and 33. This report is sponsored by AAA Car Care Plus. Come into your local AAA Car Care Plus and save $84 on select sets of 4 Nokian tires. Only at AAA Car Care Plus locations. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Offer ends April 15th. See store for details. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Hey, Ohio State fans. While others cut corners, like that team up north, Valvoline Instant Oil Change is Buckeye-level quality. We train hard and treat every day like game day. We're always quick, but never rushed. And you can stay in your car while our experts do the work. Valvoline Instant Oil Change is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Visit valvoline.com/Buckeyes to find your nearest location and access exclusive fan savings.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
To find an agent near you, visit shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Your home is more than just 4 walls and a roof. It's where life happens, where memories are made, where family gathers, and where you should feel safe. At Newman Roofing, we know that when it's time for a new roof, you want to feel confident that you've hired the right company. One that will install a quality roof and complete the work as promised. But with so many roofing companies out there, how do you know which one to trust? For over 30 years, Newman Roofing has helped more than 7,500 families protect their homes with quality roofing, gutters, and siding. We believe you deserve a company that provides a white glove customer experience, one that pays attention to every detail and treats your home like it's our own. At Newman Roofing, we're not just another roofing company. We're a family-built business that stands behind our work. So when it's time to replace your roof, don't settle for uncertainty. Choose the local family with a reputation for excellence. Choose the company you can trust. Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit us online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
And today, Pella is excited to announce our 100-year anniversary.
Cut! Leslie, you accidentally said 100 years.
Not an accident, Wilson.
What?
When you do the windows that look the best, you tend to stick around for a while.
I can't compete with that. Buy from her.
Get the windows that have been around for 100 years. The windows that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Need a new heating or cooling system? Booking a free in-home estimate with Logan Services is easier than ever. In just minutes, you can schedule your appointment on our website. It's fast, simple, and hassle-free. Book a time that works best for you. We offer appointments throughout the week and on weekends. And next-day installation is available now. When you need help, we're here for you. With a home of fast, friendly service, Logan Services.
The Blue Jackets are making a push for the playoffs, and they can't wait to fire the cannon right in your face. Wait, that was a touch violent. I'll try again. It would be helpful to chart their progress right here on The Fan. Thank you kindly.
Attention kingdom-seeking business professionals, entrepreneurs, and investors in Columbus. Are you ready to experience a life-changing event that will elevate your faith, finances, and future in 2025? Then you won't want to miss this. Join us for Life Search, featuring Champions of Faith, Saturday, May 10th at the Schottenstein Center for an extraordinary one-day event that will empower you to transform every area of your life through the power of faith. Prepare to be inspired by an incredible lineup of champions, including college football champions Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs, three-time national champion head coach Urban Meyer, sportscaster Kirk Herbstreit, two-time national football champion Tim Tebow, and more. These champions have experienced firsthand how faith transforms lives, and they'll be joining Life Search to share their powerful stories and insights on how to integrate faith into your business, finances, and every aspect of your journey. Seats are selling fast to this unforgettable event, so don't wait. Head to lifesearch.com now to secure your tickets before they're gone. Life Search featuring Champions of Faith, Saturday, May 10th at the Schottenstein Center. Don't miss out. Your transformation begins here. Visit lifesearch.com today.
Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. Indeed's Sponsored Jobs feature helps you stand out and hire fast. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Fair skies, light winds, and a pleasant finish on this Tuesday, right around 50 degrees. Down to the low 40s for your Wednesday morning with more clouds and light winds. Scattered shower or storm midday, but then temperatures skyrocket to near 80 in the afternoon, with a better chance of stronger storms Wednesday night into Thursday. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Did you feel that? It's your radio getting fatter. Getting fatter.
Chubby time.
This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Jason's Beef with our guy Jayson Stark coming up at 5:30.
Mike, I don't know if you've seen this quote from Jimmy Haslam, but just get ready. Because
Right.
it's
Talking
about,
at the owners' meetings?
Yeah, he's talking about Deshaun Watson, and it's a doozy. This is from Daniel Oyefusi, who covers the Browns for ESPN.
Oyefusi.
My guy. He said, Browns owner Jimmy Haslam on the team's trade for Deshaun Watson. Quote, "We took a big swing and miss with Deshaun. We thought we had the quarterback. We didn't, and we gave up a lot of draft picks to get him, so we've got to dig ourselves out of that hole. The trade was an entire organization decision, and it ends with D&I, so hold us accountable. And as such, we're going to sell the team because we are idiots." Oh, wait, he didn't say that last part. My bad.
We are holding you accountable. We're holding the entire organization accountable. Is this breaking news? I mean, you're finally going to stop insulting the intelligence of your fan base and acknowledge this is a terrible move?
Yeah, this is how we everybody's been mad. And I don't know if you've listened to your post-game shows that we run here on this station after Browns games. They are mad at you for having Deshaun Watson. They are mad about a lot of things. The fans are. They're vocalizing that. That's the only way we have to hold you accountable. I guess the only thing you could do is not go to games. But that's how fans hold you accountable, is by yelling at it and getting mad.
Now, they sort of lucked out because he re-injured the Achilles. But, we said this before the injury. What I would do if I were Kevin Stefanski or Jimmy or D. Haslam, all of them, they sit him down, Deshaun Watson, and say, looky here. You're never going to start a game for us again. You're never going to play in a game for us again. We signed you to a contract. We owe you all this guaranteed money, and we're going to honor that. We're going to pay you every single dime. But you're never going to dress on game days. We expect you to report to practice every single day because you're part of the team and we're paying you. We're also just going to have you run like scout team, and you'll pretend to be the other quarterback for our defenses. But we will never play you again. One of two things is going to happen. Either he says, well, okay, thank you very much. I don't like it, but I'll sit back. I'll take my money. I'll do whatever you ask. The other thing is, and maybe it's not a big percentage, maybe it's 10%, 20%. Deshaun Watson says, in his brain, his delusional brain, I am such a competitor, I am going to take a buyout, pennies on the dollar, to get out of my contract so that I can go someplace else and prove that I am a starting quarterback in this league. That's what I would have done.
Yeah. I mean, there's at this point nothing they can do about it this year because he's hurt again. And
no, I understand
he's
that.
Not
Those insurance things, I get it.
Yeah, he's not going to recover in time to really do any of that this year. But I don't know, man. I think with the Browns at this point, they get some salary cap relief, like you said, with that injury stuff. But overall, I mean, this is a kind of a lost situation that they've caused. And sure, you can take all the accountability you want, but fans are going to be pissed about it.
Well, one thing's for sure, right? Jimmy Haslam coming out and saying all of this today, to me, virtually guarantees they are taking a quarterback with the number 2 pick. Guarantees.
I feel like that's becoming more and more of a likelihood. And I don't know. I'm not thrilled about that because I am worried about one thing. And that is that this team, that we got to dig ourselves out of the hole. You have to acknowledge, finally they're acknowledging they're in a hole. That's good. Right? They're not pretending like, oh, Deshaun Watson's our guy. No, they now know he's not their guy. And that second injury obviously probably is what did it for Jimmy Haslam to say this publicly. But they need to also acknowledge they are not close to winning this year. I know they told Myles Garrett they think they're close to winning. He likes the plan or whatever, but you're not close. This team is, even with a decent quarterback at the helm, a borderline playoff team that might make a little noise. But you've got too many holes on this roster right now. You have too many guys that you have to figure out what to do with. I don't like this roster very much. It's getting older. I think you haven't had first-round picks for 3 years. I think you need to load up on picks and reestablish your position with young players. Get a little further from Deshaun Watson contract. I would trade out of the pick, quite honestly. Get a first-rounder if you can, and then have that loaded up for next year. Maybe you get some better quarterback options, but unless they really think their guy is in this draft, I'm afraid they're going to justify taking any of the top 2 or 3 guys just because, well, we have to get out of this hole. Not this year, you don't. You're already in it. Just admit that you're in it.
Either way, I don't think that this is enough. As an owner, I think you owe more back to the fans.
Like what?
Restitution, something like this. Like, take the PSLs. Say you have a game coming up in 2025. The Haslams pick up the tab for, you'd have to have a lottery type of system to actually get tickets, but the whole stadium is taken care of for one game. A whopper of a payment, right? Like, that's a devastating payment, but they're billionaires. They should. And you need to actually rephrase that statement, redraft it. You need to come out and admit that it was the worst deal in the history of professional sports, and that's on us.
I'll take it a step further.
What?
I cover them in honey, right? And then have fire ants eat their crotch.
Perfect.
Yes.
Or you have to dip into the gorilla cage and try to get back out at the zoo.
Well, but hold on. As much as I understand that, like, as a Browns fan, what does that do for me?
What do you mean, what does it do for you?
Because I still have to watch this stupid team play.
But you get to watch a bad team play, but doesn't it give you some joy that you also know that somewhere Jimmy Haslam is getting his crotch eaten by fire ants?
Yes.
Yes, it does. We're very petty people.
You're right. I know.
Make
but then
him
it's like,
suffer like
well, I'm glad
Browns
he's
fans have
I'm glad
suffered.
he's again. Then it's like, all right, I'm glad he's having the fire ants crawl up his crotch. But other than that, I still have to watch a team that I don't think is going anywhere right now. I would like to see them step out of the way.
You're going to do that anyway,
and let actual football people run this organization and stop making bad decisions.
He could have actual football people running the organization. He just has stupid ones.
Well, that's fair
Put
enough.
Fire ants on Andrew Berry's crotch, too.
Yeah, that's also very likely to be the case.
That's all right. You're going to have another season where you, as a Browns fan, just get to stare into the abyss.
Oh, we've done that.
And wonder what is out there. Speaking of the abyss, the Jets were the only team, by the way, in the NFLPA survey to get an F by the players for ownership. Good news, though. Woody Johnson says that's fake news.
Well, aren't the grandkids running it anyway? Jack and Brick.
Jack and Dick.
Your guys.
I don't think they're grandkids. I think it's his kids.
Oh,
Are they kids, grandkids, whatever?
Because he's old, but I think he's
like
done
70.
It doesn't matter. He's got
78, 80 years old with
young wife.
young teenage boys.
Well, but you know what? He wasn't that the thing was that the players were in the locker room, like kind of harassing some of the players, and then they also were allegedly consulted on like trades and free agent pickups. The kids were, because they were telling him, no, dude, this guy's washed. His Madden rating sucks. Don't get this guy.
Debunked.
Yeah, they're yelling at Aaron Rodgers or praising him. One or the other.
It was
in the locker
debunked
room.
because he said this didn't happen, which fine, but you're the only one who can refute this, and it would obviously be in your best interest to not have that be true.
All right, well, he says this is not true. He's a great owner. That's a bogus survey. One thing that is for sure, Elon Musk apparently running the Jets because they want everybody to leave. Sports Business Journal reports that the Jets have offered buyouts to roughly 170 of its 250 employees. The offers were extended earlier this month. The deadline for accepting was yesterday.
My goodness, in the words of the Eagles, take the money and run.
It's not the Eagles.
Per the report,
Steve Miller Band, you idiot.
Never had to knock on wood.
Oh, Steve, that's right.
Your guy.
Abracadabra.
Stop it. We got to go back and do all this again. Per the report, employees with fewer than 10 years of experience will receive 2 weeks of pay for every year of service, along with an amount equal to their 2024 bonus. For employees with 10 to 20 years experience, the payment will be 3 weeks of pay for every year of service, along with health insurance for the same period and an amount equal to their 2024 bonus. For employees that have more than 20 years experience or employees with VIP titles or higher, their offer is 80 weeks of pay, health insurance, and the amount of their 2024 bonus.
And you are also eligible to play quarterback for the team if you would like
Justin
to.
Fields is there. It should be noted their 2024 bonus is a car wash coupon.
Yeah, well, all right. I'm doing the math on that. You said 10 to 20 years
math.
of 10 to 20 years of service. They get 3 weeks per year that they are with the organization. So if you were there 20 years times 3 weeks, 20 times 3 is 60. There's only 52 weeks in a year. So you're getting more than a year's pay plus whatever your dumb bonus was.
Take that deal. Because then again, you've got an NFL resume. You're in that family.
Yeah.
You're in that industry. You're going to have a chance to get another job in the league or in professional sports.
Yeah, just like Tom Petty said, take the money and run. Right?
Tom Petty and the E Street Band.
You stupid F. Never had to knock on wood. All right, it is, what is, I'm lost
we're
now.
talking to Jayson Stark
It
next.
is Jason's Beef with our guy Jayson Stark coming up in 2 minutes. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Slower traffic is causing a 15-minute delay on northbound 71 on the north side between I-70 and Hudson Street. And we've got about a 10-minute slowdown on southbound 315 between Lane Avenue and Town Street. This report is sponsored by NJM Insurance. While some insurance companies use gimmicks to get your attention, NJM would rather focus on putting their policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Visit njm.com to learn more. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Spring into a new vehicle at Crown Automotive Group of Dublin.
Luxury, power, and adventure, all waiting for you.
Explore our vast selection of exquisite Mercedes-Benz, the all-new rugged Ineos Grenadier, and the powerful lineup of Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram vehicles. Crown Automotive Group in Dublin is the only dealership in Columbus awarded a J.D. Power Dealer of Excellence for the customer sales experience. Visit Crown Automotive Group of Dublin on Perimeter Drive in Dublin.
Or online at crowncarsdublin.com.
Crown Automotive Group, the better way to buy.
Men over 40, struggling with low energy, not feeling like yourself. Low T Center's testosterone replacement therapy is the solution. Get started today. Visit one of their conveniently located clinics, meet a medical provider, and get back to feeling your best. This April only, the consultation is free. Treatment is tailor-made just for you, and it's covered by most major insurance. Get treated at one of the Low T Centers or from home. Why wait? Book your appointment now at lowtcenter.com. That's lowtcenter.com.
Yeah, boss asked us to get the Ohio Lottery kiosks ready for the new $20 scratch-off, $2 million extreme cash. With $38 million in total prizes, we had to go big. We had cup holders, monster truck tires, even installed air horns in case somebody reveals the extreme symbol and wins every prize on the scratch-off. Boss thinks the light show's a bit much, but gotta celebrate $2 million top prize winners somehow. So yeah, play $2 million extreme cash from the Ohio Lottery. And if you can tell my boss I did a good job, that'd be cool too. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Objects in radio may be dumber than they appear. This is Man and Bone. He likes baseball. He likes solar eclipses. He likes Shohei Ohtani. But he loves roast beef sandwiches. It's time for Jayson's Beef with everyone's favorite baseball writer, podcaster, author, and former mustache owner, Jayson Stark.
Sponsored by Logan Services. Feeling the heat? Call the experts at Logan Services now for hot deals on Train air conditioners.
The Hall of Famer, Jayson Stark, joins us on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Hello, my friend.
Mike, how are you, my friend?
Oh, fantastic.
Feels almost like a Monday to me.
Oh, you know what? It doesn't, though. Hey,
no, not really.
I watched a lot of baseball over the weekend, so let's do some overreactions. Are you ready?
I live for the overreaction.
Okay, all right, here we go. I want you to give me a little true or false. The Brewers will never win a game.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Anything else? I actually do like them to win a game. I'm a little worried about their pitching. Nestor Cortez probably needs to give up fewer than the 500 homers he's on pace to give up, but I think they will win a game.
You know what Jim Cott called him? Nestor the Molester.
Oh, that's...
He got in trouble for that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, he was on the wrong end of that.
Yeah, not good.
All right, here we go. True or false? The Dodgers will never lose a game.
Oh, that's obviously true. Obviously. Are we including the postseason?
Absolutely. They just go all the way. Don't even watch the season.
Yes, they will win 162 out of 162 and then win every postseason game. They can't lose. There's no way they could possibly lose.
All right, how about this? Both the Brewers and the Twins will both finish in last place. And because of where they're located, the alcoholism will be off the charts. True or false?
Well, I haven't seen the charts, but see, you've already tricked me into saying the Brewers can't possibly win a game. So I'm thinking if they don't win a game, then they will almost certainly finish last. But my true answer is I don't think they will finish last, and I don't think the Twins will finish last. So that is false and also false.
I don't think we actually asked you, who you pick to win the Central Divisions, who you pick to win the NL Central, who you pick to win the AL Central. What do you think, those two divisions?
I've talked myself in and out of almost everybody in both divisions. I would pick the Cubs to win the NL Central, especially if they get to play more games in Sacramento. I don't like any of the 5 teams to win the AL Central.
Well, somebody has to win. White Sox?
Most likely somebody will win. Did you just pick the White Sox?
I just asked you.
Oh.
Best pitching staff in baseball, right?
That best rotation in baseball. That's just truth. But they will not win the division.
Oh.
I've talked myself out of every one of those teams. So since I'm on the radio in Ohio, I'll go with the Guardians. They always figure it out anyway. I'll go Guardians.
That's a good idea there. Jayson, the torpedo bats have stormed the headlines of Major League Baseball since the Yankees broke those out. So apparently we either need to ban them, and they're the worst things ever because we'll never, ever see pitchers get an upper hand ever again, or maybe this is something that's new to the game that may take a little bit of an adjustment, and secretly a bunch of players already had some of these last year, and it's not that big of a deal. Where do you stand on the torpedo bats, and what do you know about them?
Well, I would say, first off, it's hilarious how everyone's first reaction to this is it's the Yankees, so they're obviously cheating. And, of course, the league is looking the other way because they're the Yankees. I guess we should have predicted that would be the reaction. But I do want to point out, not only are these bats legal, but they're long overdue. It's amazing to me that it took this long for somebody to invent something like this. We're fortunate. We live in a world where the Yankees had an MIT physicist on staff because, of course, they do. So they were the first to start using them. But it's about time that somebody figured out some way, some invention that could help the hitters, because every day the pitchers or the people in charge of the pitchers figure out some way to torture the hitters. And can I ask you guys a question too?
Absolutely.
What's the over-under on how many hitters will be using these bats by the time we do our show next Monday? You think 500, 400?
Oh,
all of them?
Are you saying that baseball players are superstitious? And, you know, these players that if they're got a good hitting streak going, they won't wash their clothes for 3 months?
I don't know that this is superstition as much as it is every hitter saying, I would also like to hit 9 home runs tonight.
They all would like that. Can't blame them.
That seems like it's a popular thing to do if you're a hitter.
Jason's beef with our guy Jayson Stark here on The Fan. Hey, did I tell you that I went to Arby's?
This is breaking news. No, you haven't mentioned that.
Well, I mentioned it earlier in the show. I want you to guess how much this cost, okay? I had a beef and cheddar, large fry, large drink, and one other sandwich. What do you think it cost?
Wow. Like $75.
You're like Howard Stern. You have no idea what the price of things are. You're in the Hall of Fame. You have no idea. $19. That's not excessive? $19.
Well, at $19, that is some kind of buy.
Jayson,
at 74, it would have been overpriced. But at 19, excellent buy.
what do you think of my theory that if everybody had learned basic carpentry skills with these torpedo bats, we could have avoided the whole steroid era? We could have just had McGuire and Sosa and Bonds all be in the Hall of Fame. Everybody's cool. Nobody's complaining. It's all good now.
Yeah, you just have to have a torpedo bat and a lathe. We just all need lathes.
Love a lathe.
It's on my to-do list. Buy a lathe this week, so I'll go right out after the show, buy a lathe.
Not a leave.
And I predict.
I need some leave to take after this show that we're doing today.
Me too. I don't know how to make anything on a lathe, but if I figure it out, I will be hitting cleanup for the Reds next week.
Hey, Jonathan India, speaking of the Reds, he's a guy that Reds fans know well. He is with Kansas City now. He got hit in the face with a 99-mile-an-hour fastball yesterday. He was back in the lineup a day later. Are you amazed like I am that these guys can take a shot to the face and then just mentally have the fortitude to stand in that box the next day?
I am. I'm totally amazed. I'm amazed that players can put aside their fear in so many ways. I mean, Jonathan India is a great example. I watch a lot of baseball. I've been in pitching labs. I'm amazed also by the pitches that come out of pitchers' hands every night. Watch them sometime. And then ask yourself, how does anybody hit them? How do the catchers catch them? How do the umpires even call them correctly? And how do guys get out of the way? Because pitchers are moving in ways that pitches have never moved in the history of baseball. And yet baseball players, they dig in, they crowd the plate, they do what they think gives them the best chance to get a hit, even after they get drilled, and even after they see their best friends get drilled. So there's so much more courage involved in doing that than we give athletes credit for, that we give baseball players credit for. So I'm glad you brought this up.
Well, I know that there's guys who've overcome stuff off the field, but on the field, who are some of the most courageous or brave players you can think of off the top of your head? Maybe fearless is the word we're looking for there.
Yeah, it's a really hard question. There is the whole legend of Tony Conigliaro, guy, this is back in the 1970s now, but came up, great young player, gets hit in the face by a pitch. His eyesight is never the same because it got hit so close to the eye cavity, I guess it was, and then he made this incredible comeback, hit a home run in his first game back. It's a movie. I mean, it's just a profile in fearlessness. He comes to my mind off the top of my head, but I'm not sure. Are you asking me who's an active player that I would pick?
Just guys you've covered. I mean, it could be active. It could be someone who hasn't played anymore. I mean, I know I kind of sprung that on you. It's kind of a...
Yeah, you know how you guys have given me homework in the past?
All right, this is your homework for next week?
Let's make this a homework assignment so I can think about it.
All right, this is your homework. Also, get a lathe. That's also your homework assignment.
And put some Arby's roast beef on it and shave some roast beef for us. How about that?
The potato cakes are back at Arby's full time, Jayson. That's a big deal.
And they make them on the lathe? Is that how that works?
Yes, they do.
They're all
they lathe them.
It's all lathing all the time at Arby's. Arby's, we've got the lathes.
Lathe shop that you guys could give me directions to?
Go online, Google lathe.
Lathes are us?
Yeah, that's right. We're going to lathe. As soon as I get out of here, that's all I'm going to be doing tonight is lathing. That's what I can't wait.
That's the key to a better tomorrow.
That's right.
That's for sure.
Right.
You know what? Every single time you come on this show, I can't believe you actually do it. I appreciate you, my friend. We'll talk to you next
You're
week.
a gem, Jayson.
I look forward to it, boys. Thanks.
Jason's Beef with our guy, Jayson Stark, on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. What are we doing?
Is he doing?
Common Man and T. What is it? Oh, Backpage is next.
Yeah, that's right.
We're almost done. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're going to hit a 10-minute delay on northbound 270 on the East Outer Belt between Easton Way and 161. And we also have a 10-minute delay on southbound 315 from Ackerman Road to Town Street. This report is sponsored by COSI, Center of Science and Industry. Ready to experience the ultimate shark adventure at COSI? It opens April 12th, where you'll be able to see life-size shark models, discover real fossils, and explore interactive exhibits, and discover the truth about this ancient and fascinating group of fishes, included with general admission. Tickets on sale now at cosi.org. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
If you're struggling with ED or your performance is down and your belly fat is growing, listen up. You've got one life. Now is the time to act.
At the Columbus Men's Clinic, we're not just healthcare, we're your secret weapon. Don't wait another day. Here's why you need to act right now.
Every moment you delay, your condition could worsen. It's not just about sex, it's about your heart, your relationship, your life.
The Columbus Men's Clinic has over 10 years of proven results for low testosterone and increasing drive, energy level, and performance. We've introduced ED and enhancement treatments so exclusive, you'll wonder why you waited.
Procrastination is the thief of time. When it comes to your sexual health, you can't afford to wait. Join the League of Gentlemen who've walked out of our doors with a swagger.
Call the Columbus Men's Clinic at 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. Book your $99 male performance consultation now, including blood work. Call 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. The Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. April's a great time to spruce up around your house, like getting rid of those old, ugly, drafty, hard-to-open windows and starting fresh, especially during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale going on now. There's no limit to how much you could save, and if you buy a house full of windows, they'll include a free entry door, too. Plus, with 0% financing, 0 down, and no monthly payments, You could get new windows and pay nothing until 2027. How do they do it? Well, Window Nation partners with the top window manufacturers in the nation to build windows to their high-quality specs. Then they pass the savings on to you. You'll protect your home with some of the best windows you can buy at a fraction of the price of those other brands. Just imagine what you could do with all that extra money. Hurry, the sale ends soon, so don't miss your chance to take advantage of the buy 4, get 4 free, and pay nothing until 2027. Schedule your estimate right now at 866-90NATION or visit windownation.com. One more time, that's buy 4, get 4 free from Window Nation, 866-90NATION or windownation.com.
We're catching up with that famous deep-sea explorer, Jacques Black Jacques. Jacques, where are you today?
In Columbus, how?
You're in Columbus. What could you possibly be exploring in Columbus?
The April showers bring flooding to Batmans.
Oh, I see. Spring rains mean basements are flooding.
This not necessary. Apex Pros.
Not necessary. Call Apex Pros.
A simple zoom pump chick.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble understanding this. Zoom pump check. Sump pump check. Are you saying sump pump check?
Oui.
Yes, of course. A sump pump check from the pros who knows at Apex Pros.
They come to your house.
They come to your house.
They test your zoom pump.
They test your, what is it again? Zoom pump. Sump pump, right.
All with a 5-star guarantee.
All with a 5-star guarantee. Now, see, I understood that perfectly.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Ryan Day's Buckeyes are back on the practice field as they get ready for whatever the hell they're calling the spring game. And we're your home for all the on and off field gossip. Your Buckeye flagship station, The Fan.
When divorce places your world in jeopardy, Cordell & Cordell, one of the nation's largest family law firms, is committed to helping you. Cordell & Cordell is ready to fight for you in divorce and family law matters, providing the strength of legal experience and a history of success that we can share with you. Call us to schedule your consultation today or visit CordellCordell.com.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Columbus area attorneys. 10 West Broad Street, Suite 1550, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. CordellCordell.com.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived, the only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, and hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Buckeye Show coming up at the top of the hour. The fine host of the Buckeye Show, your friend and mine, Timmy Hall.
Oh, you guys. How are we doing today? Why are you wearing sunglasses?
Future's bright, baby.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. The future is bright.
Sure. I wish I had my transition lenses activated here for the final segment. It's always fun walking in, and then it takes 45 minutes for your lenses to cool down again.
Hey, it's Timmy.
Hey, Joe Biden.
Hey, Timmy.
Hey, how are you, Mr. President?
Sorry about the Jaybirds in the NCAA tournament. I know you're a big fan of the Jaybirds.
Yes, the Jaybirds bowed out. You a basketball fan, Joe?
I love basketball. I went to grammar school with Peach Basket, James Naismith.
Mr. Naismith, yes.
Yeah, we called him
the
Peach,
inventor.
We called him Peach Basket.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He had a nice mustache, though.
And he went through the sexual change back then.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Breaking news?
He had some peach fuzz on his testes.
Oh, is that?
That's a new one.
Is that what they called him? Peach
James
Basket? Testy.
That's a new one. All right.
Know about that. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, all good. Thank you, Joe.
That's very nice. Timmy, you do need a little something for your transition lenses, maybe a little tap thing to get them just to turn on, turn
tap
off.
Activation or
Why
something.
didn't they think of that when they built those things? That would have been good.
That would be cool. What if I want my sunglasses right now?
Yeah.
You know? I gotta wait all that time to fire them up.
Tim, you've been paying attention to the Crown.
Oh, the
Las
Crown.
Vegas?
Buckeyes should have been there. Buckeyes should have been there, but
no, I'm glad they're not there.
This Utah Butler game, this was something. I don't know if you saw this thing. There's
nobody in this gym.
Oh no.
So you can hear everything that's going on, including one Utah fan who was just screaming at the top of his lungs.
Right into his lap.
Andre Screen in his second year at Butler.
You got to throw that guy out, don't you?
No.
I love it.
You got to have faith. I mean, if it were a regular crowd, you wouldn't even hear him. He'd be drowned out. But this guy is actually sitting courtside.
Oh, my gosh.
And they have a camera angle on him. There's no one around him.
Sitting in the Uncle Bo seats?
Yes, he has his feet on the court, sitting courtside.
Right into his lap. Andre Screen in his second year at Butler.
Thad's actually pointing at him during an on-court interview. Like before the game's over, he's like, our biggest problem is 23 over there. Is that just in terms of this howler monkey?
Was that
yelling at us?
Was that Tim Brando on the call too?
That was.
Did I hear that?
B.
You know what? Though? That makes this whole thing worthwhile.
Yeah.
Knowing that Tim Brando was put off by this.
He had some big spiel at the start of the broadcast, too, about what a great thing it is to do these games. I'm like, it's a great thing to have your paycheck.
Can you imagine if Paul Keels was doing this game?
Oh, my gosh.
Paul's known to yell at fans at games.
He would have said, excuse me, folks.
Sit down.
And then he would have just got up. You'd hear basketball noises, and you just hear a guy getting beaten to death by Paul. He would just cane the guy right there.
Just punching sounds.
Yeah,
just punch right. Mike Tyson punch out sound effects.
Yeah.
Here.
Paul gets annoyed.
Can't see what in the devil is going on at all. Somebody shoots and misses.
That's the tame one.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
He's got a lot of them in there where he gets annoyed. I don't blame him. When he's trying to call a game, he's trying to give you the broadcast. People just stand in front of him.
And he gets put in spots where he doesn't like to broadcast from at visiting arenas. He likes a certain vantage point.
Oh, yeah. That's
the sight lines, a little bit of what that's
Is there a musty smell?
That's
commercial,
good.
Paul.
Man, that's good. Deep voice there.
Could the deal get any sweeter? You bet it can.
Can you believe that we share
those pipes,
radio airwaves with Paul Keels?
No.
It's unbelievable.
It's too professional.
Get to do that every day.
And here we are.
Yeah.
Look at us.
He shares this time. He does your updates.
Yeah.
Shares this time slot.
Well, I've finally done it.
Grows the economy. Does the updates.
Oh, it's great for him. Great for everybody.
Great for everybody.
Oh, there's Joe right there.
All right, what's going on your stupid show tonight?
Well, a little bit of football, a little bit of basketball. That's pretty much what it is,
all right? Cool.
We're going to talk about the defensive backs. Tyvis Powell, of course, he played that position.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, national champion.
Tyvis, my guy.
So we'll talk about
right into his lap. Andre Screen in his second year at Butler.
We'll talk about the Jeremiah Smith of defensive backs. Who could that be on this team?
Timmy, have you had any sucking candies recently?
I have replenished the sucking candies back there. Sometimes I just like to put a sucking candy in and pretend that I am Thad Mata. Because Thad always had a sucking candy.
He was a gum guy.
I remember he dropped his gum on the floor and he picked it up and chewed it.
I think he liked both.
Did he? Well, you were around him more than I was.
I think he liked both. He always was kind of rolling around a hard candy in there when he would do his press conferences.
Well, maybe.
All right, I got to go.
In terms of,
I got a hard out.
Hard out.
You do?
Stiff. Elephant dong out.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
All right, back page.
The back page. The back page with Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Bone.
In terms of guys screaming at our games.
Sam's pretty athletic. Yeah. Run that play out of bounds for
dude,
Sam.
you know what I would give for a Slam Thompson on any of these basketball teams the last couple of years? My
God, right?
My God.
Need some athleticism.
All right. Well, I ran out of time on the back page today. I only had like 30 seconds you guys gave me because you were playing the howler monkey sound effect a little too much there. So,
all right. Well, what do you got?
Well,
nothing.
I want to thank everybody because I came back to work today and I had from my appendicitis, my appendectomy. I get in there and on my desk there is a nice little card and even a stuffed appendix, basically, that says the card said 99 problems, but an appendix A1. It was signed by all the people here at the Fan. It was a lovely gesture.
I don't know why you get that. I had a vasectomy. Nobody got me anything.
Because I donated
You got 99 problems, but sperm ain't one.
Did you
That's
donate?
the card that I get.
You didn't donate anything. I donated my appendix.
You didn't donate anything.
I did
you
donate
had a
it.
diseased
I gave it to them.
Appliance taken
it's
out of your
yours.
body.
Have it. Enjoy it.
What do you think they did with it? You should have brought it home to me so I could make fajitas.
Nobody's forcing
You already did that.
vasectomies on you.
I
already did that part.
say that, but I did that part.
Hey, Steve Miller Band.
Oh, boy.
Take the money and run.
Never had to knock on wood.
Oh, boy. That Dizzy Gillespie sure can sing.
All right.
So stupid.
We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Colin Mann and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got some stop-and-go traffic that's causing a 5-minute delay on northbound 71 on the north side between I-70 and 11th Avenue. And there's a 5-minute delay on southbound 270 on the west outer belt between Tuttle Crossing Boulevard and I-70. This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Hey, Ohio State fans, while others cut corners like that team up north, Valvoline Instant Oil Changes Buckeye-level quality. And you can stay in your car while their experts do the work. Drive in today. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Here's 3 reasons to buy your Blue Jackets ticket plans for the 25-26 season. 1, pick your seat and pick your games. 2, plans start at just 11 games. 3, priority access to Stanley Cup playoff tickets. Act now. Visit bluejackets.com/tickets.
Hear that? That's the sound of saving a good deal more when you shop with M-Perks at Meijer. Some delicious blueberries, money saved. A creamy treat of cookie dough ice cream, that's money saved. Savings, savings, savings. Because every dollar spent is also 10 points earned in M-Perks, which you can use to save on your next grocery trip or up to $1 off per gallon on your next tank of gas. At Meijer, we work hard to help you save a good deal more for a whole lot less. That's bringing more good to life. Exclusions apply. See mperks.com for details.
Skyline nachos are back, and now there's a spicy version. Get them with Skyline's cheddar or habanero cheese, topped with fiery jalapeno slices. But hurry, Skyline's regular and new spicy nachos are only at participating restaurants for a limited time.
Hey, it's Anthony. Of course, I sit and do the show 3 hours a day. But after that, I'm looking to get things done and enjoy the spring weather. So I want to be on my feet a lot, playing golf, working out, just moving around. I was introduced to the Good Feet store because my feet were aching way too often. And what I found there is a 3-step custom arch support system that has me feeling awesome. My personally fit arch supports have helped realign my feet, reposition my body into a more ideal position, and not only that, strengthen my feet to help support me. It's made all the difference in how I feel every day. The Good Feet store is going to help you where you need relief and find the arch supports that work best for you. And when you wear them as a system, their arch supports are more effective at long-term pain reduction and elimination. So go in, take the free test walk. Good Feet arch supports are immediately available. Their products are proudly made in the USA. They're on Polaris Parkway and on Stringtown Road in Grove City or at goodfeet.com.
Look, there's feelings and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane manual tasks, the fact is you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business. And that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's ramp.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey folks, Austin Ward here. You know, there was a time if you handed me a bread basket at dinner, it was like feeding a gator. You might lose a finger. Bread, pasta, pizza, man, carbs were undefeated in my life. That is, until Awaken 180 weight loss came in and flipped the script. Look, I've run the gauntlet of diets, and each time, carbs won by knockout. But Awaken 180 isn't a diet. It's a whole new playbook for changed-up lifestyle. We all know it's necessary to lose that weight, but this is to keep it off. That constant carb craving, the one we all shrug off as normal, gone. Sure, I still love my pizza. But here's the difference. Now I don't need it. So now, Most times when that waiter hustles over with a basket of temptation, I just grin, give a little nod, and wave it away like I'm passing on a 4th and long. Because I'm in control now. Awaken 180 isn't just a game changer, it's a life changer. Trust me. Call them at 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com. Your future self will thank you.
Did you know even the smallest increase in mortgage rates can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your loan? Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. It's true, even a 0.25% change in rate can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your mortgage. But with Third Federal's new Early Rate Lock, you don't have to take chances. Early Rate Lock is the only pre-approval that locks in your rate at pre-approval, even before you find a house. Plus, we're so confident that our rates are the lowest, if you find a lower rate, we'll beat it or give you $1,000. And now through April 15th, get pre-approved with Third Federal and we'll pay all of your closing costs. So don't wait. Call Third Federal today.
Right now at Third Federal, even before you find a home, lock in 6.50%, APR 6.56% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. Zero closing costs on low-cost loans only. See conditions for lowest rate guarantee